streaming peoples. We're not actually going to play D&D tonight because everyone is thoroughly consumed by inane things. And that's all we got. So, yeah.
So take it away, Holly.
Well, you see, I complained about something, and Beth was like, hold on, let me Google that for you, and then found something amazing.
That's never said
No. Just so we're clear, I didn't say that, because if I say that, then I open myself up for failure. But if I don't say I'm going to Google it for you, you will never know if I fail.
Well, anyway, so now I'm playing with this
The lesson
thing.
is just assume Beth failed a lot.
Wait a minute. Now the assumption is anytime that you don't immediately get a solution for your problems, it's because I failed.
I mean, it's accurate.
I'm okay with this. I think I've turned down the contrast, and I think it works.
Turn down for what?
Turn down for...
It's a different song.
Cookie is a tree. This is actually her final form.
Her first form was a small duck.
Yeah, she's been through several forms, but it is a real treat for her to be here with us tonight. Holly looking radiant as usual.
I'm still in my work clothes.
That's because the sun background.
Oh, that's because I'm a sun elf. You get it.
Understood.
I don't get it.
You are
Aw.
yourself. I want to die.
Okay. Cool. Well,
Challenge
welcome to
13.
episode
No.
13
No.
of On the Rise. Excellent.
13.45.
Yeah, we got to be at least several significant digits into this. Sick digs, people. Get with the prog. Cool. So, all of that newfangled kid slang aside, welcome back to our streaming adventure. I didn't read any of the announcements, but
The announcements are only different from last week because the Roll20
There's
Con has
differences.
happened.
hope everyone
Within the
had
past.
fun in the past Roll20 Con. Sounds like there was some things that happened and people had fun, or they didn't. But those people were less vocal, so I guess most people had fun. And there was lots of money raised for charity. Oh, we have a inside reporter here, back from Treeform. Take it away.
I watched the Dimension 20 panel or game, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
The end.
First-hand account. There we go.
Can't wait for the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My report or Roll20 Con?
Yeah.
Just your report.
Going back to Cookie
Wait
for
a second.
the sequel, Roll20 Con Report Part 2.
Why is it playing?
It was really funny. If you liked Fantasy High, you'll like that one.
Excellent. Great. Was it everything you wanted, Beth, in the sequel?
And more.
And more. Great. Cool. Well, welcome back to episode 13.
No!
What?
It's not
Definitely.
episode 13.
All right. Thank you to Roll20.net for having us as part of their Spotlight program. We literally could not play this game without Roll20.net, as it is the virtual tabletop program that we choose to use, because it is fun to use. The end. Also, follow us on Twitter. Also, Kevin MacLeod makes music and is amazing. Thank you for the music, Kevin MacLeod. And to kick off tonight's recapitulation of previous plot points, I have selected a thematically appropriate song.
Oh no.
We all ready?
All right, hold on,
Yes.
mute. Hold on, I gotta mute. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Here we go. Just gonna wait till everyone reacts poorly to it. Cool.
Okay.
And Wait, I don't hear anything yet. Wait, I still don't hear anything.
Sounds like someone's bluffing.
There we go.
Oh, now I hear it. Oh.
Are we in the tropics?
Why is the name of this rice with chicken?
What, the name of the song?
Yeah.
What?
Arroz con pollo.
Maybe it's like, you know how whenever you start cooking, you just start dancing because you're about to eat.
I don't do that.
You don't do that? Is it just me? Okay.
I think so.
It might be. You and Casey. Both unhinged.
You don't start
Cool.
dancing when you're cooking.
All right, so
What?
today
That's
is
weird.
in honor of Arroz con pollo by L. Kevin MacLeod. Me, composer,
Kevin.
composer Rita, favorita,
Conjugate that vowel.
verb. We
Vowel?
usually don't conjugate the
that one
vowels.
Just the one vowel.
What's the
though.
past
Please.
tense?
Oh,
Aste, au, amos, astes, an. Cool.
Our apologies to the Spanish.
Arriba. So we are going to do our recap the way we have always done it, that I'm making up for the first time today, going in alphabetical order by first name written on the Zoom call, starting with people that don't have anything written. We will recap what happened. Incomplete thoughts only. Take it away, blank name. That's you, Timur.
I don't know that.
I just told you. Information exchanged.
All right. So what was the question?
What happened last week on the Rise?
Oh, there was some things. I remember I got promoted, and the rest of the party immediately became suspicious of the person I'm now falling under. And by the rest of the party,
How could they promote
specifically,
him?
any character Holly has. And
Holly's just
probably
pitted up
across
the
all
picture of the
platforms.
NPC on the corkboard and adding 3 pieces of string.
I think she needs 5, but alright. You
Um,
gotta account for last,
Last
Unexpected
campaign
round.
where
Yes.
she did nothing. She was like 16.
My favorite part is how not only
Notice how
within
no
the
one's
campaign-
following the instructions.
I don't know what you expected.
this is
from
how
us.
I'm recapping. What are you talking
I
about?
Well-
am. I'm a Z. I'm last.
Actually, very true. Cookie, you get 3 reward points. They can be
Oh,
redeemed
damn.
anytime during this stream for more reward points.
What?
I
That's
love
broken.
Yeah. All right.
Pyramid screen. Go get
BR, you are next up.
my rap name.
It's Burr.
Burr.
I mean, that is
Like an Uzi. A murder was committed by the party that I was forced to partake in. A member of royalty was attacked while he was begging for help after he had just been saved from a box he was trapped in against his will.
Oh, I was like, who
No,
the
don't
fuck are you
don't
talking
don't
about?
interrupt.
It'll be your
Murderer.
turn when I remember where the alphabet J is.
The party attacked him without any reason, just trying to stuff him back in his box, and he didn't like that, so he fireballed everyone, proving that he really was the mighty king. And then we killed him.
It's true.
The end.
All of these
To
things
be
happen.
fair, you also participated in the killing.
Because you forced me to.
We did it.
So,
We just rolled initiative.
I actually forced.
Jesse,
I forced it.
not an appropriate
We'll
name
murder
for
him
you
with that.
or your character, but we're going to go with it since it's what's written, and we're going by what's written in the Zoom call.
Alright, let me just scroll down my notes where
Just
we
import
skipped,
Jesse real
like,
quick.
half of what we've done.
I got the important points.
Important points.
The murder, mostly.
That guy, he did hurt us in a locked room. However, afterwards, we do this.
Are you gonna mime something?
Someone interrogated the cultists and their minds were blank. I don't remember who that was.
Is that a question or statement?
That's a question statement.
The arcane
Equipment, if you will.
A station.
Yeah. Oh, I remember a word.
I'm waiting.
Was it double deja vu?
Yes! No, reverse deja
Reverse
vu.
deja
Reverse
vu.
deja vu.
That was the
Which
thing.
is just remembering things.
It's just remembering. So we have kept the crown of the murdered skull that is not royalty anymore because he is dead.
Still
Is that how it
royalty.
works?
Yep, we kept that. That's how it works. Once you're dead,
Okay.
you're no longer royalty. Ever.
Which makes the murder okay, right?
Yes, exactly. Totally legal.
Because you
Okay.
did call it a murder.
I did not.
You did.
Okay, I may have said that. I don't remember though. Next.
Tens of seconds ago.
I don't remember. Oh yes, the reverse.
Deja vu?
That was because
You're having some issues with reverse deja vu of the phrase reverse deja vu.
that frog. Can I call her by real name because it's Affy?
You mean her first name? You mean her first name? Like her surname isn't real?
Exactly.
I hope all you viewers are getting this just very detailed synopsis.
It's really important, okay? First she was like, no, you can't regulate us, but I'll make up an arcane squad. Whatever they're called.
The arcade
Hashtag
squad.
arcade squad.
Today she was like, no, 4 regulations, and I've added 6 more red strings to my tethered whatever map you call it, because suspicious of who? Velabreeze. Now those are my theories. Let's move on.
All right, cool. We'll go straight to Rhea for the next part of this. Hopefully, much more terse.
So far, my favorite part of all of this is the expression on Casey's face throughout it. Like, she didn't just toss summarize last session on us with no warning.
God forbid that people pay attention last session and recall it
I
this
have
session.
so many notes. Here
I
is
do
the
too.
first thing that I have written down in my notes. We went to Modstein Square. Here are the performers. Bluegrassy type with top hats. Acrobat dancers plus drummer.
Cool, going down to Ziliana. What else do we have?
So
Totally
Yana,
gonna...
all of a sudden, our group is famous for making sure that everybody was safe at the theater, and most of us don't like this famous stuff. Katie, I got called a manager, so she super doesn't like it. But it seems like Trelmer and Kesh made super sure that everybody knew who we are and that we're famous now. Ziliana paid off 200 more gold of her debt. Final 200 gold left to go. We decided to go to... Oh, the reason why we find the deed very suspicious is that a day or two ago, she was like, oh, I don't want to regulate magic, da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, she changed her tune. That's why we're suspicious. It is suspicious. So, and then we went to Balthier Grimm's office, and it was locked. And I became a spider, and I snuck in, and there's someone in the other room, and then the session ended.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is that good?
It was
Can I
great.
get more reward points?
15 reward points for you.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Remember, you can spend them anytime during the stream.
Oh, I plan on it. Okay. So 18
Um,
reward points.
Yeah, keep track.
Yep.
Very good.
I have errands I want to run real fast.
What do
In
you
real
mean?
life, or
Just gonna go,
Guys, I know
I'm
we
out
just
of
broke
milk.
into Balthier Grimm's place, but I got errands. Peace.
I need some armor.
Oh yeah, me
the
too.
stream
Yeah,
overlay might be the wrong one. Why is it the wrong one?
oh, it's the D&D Beyond one. I will fix it.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's Dora's job. You can send all complaints to the comment section of the PayPal donations thing.
Once you've donated.
Yeah, make sure that you highlight the priority of your comment with a numerical value from anywhere from probably about 10 is a good numerical value to any like 1,000 is probably the top priority. And then and then once we read that value, it'll get a special like squiggly S with a line through it. That means the value is accepted. And then just write your comment there, and we'll get right on it. Cool.
This
Nope, no talking.
Oh, damn it. Okay, it's important.
Imported. Okay. There should be a tariff on all of your imported talking.
It really should be.
Yes, I know. All right, I'm going to start talking, so Holly can interrupt me. Excellent. I was just making sure that nothing else was coming there. So, as the party has so succinctly recapped last session, they did clean up a few odds and ends after successfully defending Velabrise. They did locate that she had gone to the Bremeraldi school, and they saw to her injuries. At which point, too, she also had a conversation with the praetor of the school, Euphemia Fogmar, who has now become, Dorand has been promoted up the scale of wizard schooling and is now the apprentice of Fogmar, who's kind of the dean of the school.
Kind of.
The party also attended to a box that goes thump in the night, in which they found an undead flame skull, a floating skull with a crown that claimed to be royalty, and had the bling to back it up. However, despite a heartfelt plea without even having a heart, a skull-felt plea, the party refused to help this once noble and great wizard king to return him to his body, despite being a victim of a victimless crime, removal of head from Dima, a crazed necromancer whom the party dispensed of earlier, and whose lair this chest was left over, leaving perhaps untold riches lost somewhere in the swamps to the west of Vesular. They made their way through Modstein Square at some point, and found out that they are indeed celebrities and very much now in the public eye. Trelmarn Kesh, the somewhat mysterious man about town, newly arrived, but fastly developing a following by giving those who cannot do magic the powers to do simple magic. This is a point of potential conflict throughout the city, as the celebrity which the players have helped now defending at her concerts is very much in favor of regulation of all magic throughout the city, but Trelmarn Kesh says magic is for everyone, and people can decide what they can do with it. So, the party, never one to let dead enemies lie, has now moved on to investigate the place of business of their most recently destroyed creature of the multiverse, Balthier Grimm, a fiendish talent agent whose practice in Vesular has been cut tragically short after the party has viciously murdered him while he was trying to kill the person they were being paid to protect, as well as everyone in the theater, and generally just cause bad things to happen throughout the city.
Reputation ruined.
Reputation immortalized, perhaps. Yeah. You've made him into a saint. So, the party now finds themselves on the south side of Vesular, in front of the talent agency practice of the now deceased fiend Balthier Grimm. Ziliana has wild-shaped into a tiny little spider and crawled right under the door, and there she finds herself as the rest of the party waits outside after having tried to kick the door down without much success. You have started to gather, not a crowd, but there are a couple of people who watched you try to unsuccessfully kick in the door and then watched one of you basically poof down to a spider and going in. So your presence here has been noticed. Ziliana,
To be fair, it looks like Ziliana just disappeared, right? Like,
That's
these
why I
people
said.
aren't right on top of us.
Did I say turned into a spider? I said poofed out of existence.
Oh, I heard poofed into a spider.
So, Ziliana,
Yes.
you find yourself inside the lobby area
Inside
of
the
this.
computer.
The files are in the computer.
So simple.
And this is where
They're in the computer?
files are in the computer. So we find ourselves, most of you waiting outside the door there. You can see the door there after the steps. Ziliana, tiny Ziliana, has found herself in an off to your right. You do see that there is a sort of a set of, there's one bookcase that looks like completely knocked over, books all strewn about. Another one next to it seems to remain standing, but scattered books across the way from you. Right here, there's a set of double doors, which you know lead into the office of Balthier Grimm, and then you know also adjacent to that room, in this kind of back corner, is that storage room in which you made your first entrance upon examining the sewers, coming up from the sewers into that storage room. You have heard some shuffling sounds, although they've now gone quiet in the room, in the office in front of you. What would you like to do?
I would like to crawl up to the ceiling and crawl across the ceiling and to take a peek into the other room.
All right. Deep, 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 deep.
Thank you.
And bloop. You find yourself in the other room. You notice that the door over towards on this side going in is slightly ajar into the storage room there. You see more books sort of tossed along in this kind of office waiting room. There are several papers kind of just laid out flat, and a book laid out flat on the center of the desk itself, and then a couple other places there's other scattered things in here. But at the moment, all seems quiet.
Okay. I am going to I'm gonna go back to the door.
Through the door?
Like crawl through the crack I was in. Sorry. Thank you for moving me.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna turn back into myself and very quietly open the door.
All right. The door is locked, but you can unlock it from inside.
So as I open the door ajar, I'm like, shh. And I let everybody in.
While Ziliana is out of sight and like doing
So we
whatever
all
she
pose
is,
to
I'm
run
going
inside.
I'm gonna try to disperse the crowd by turning to them, and like, I mean, I'm wearing my uniform that has the not Bremeraldi. My brain is broken. What's the Aureus? The Aureus Academy symbol on my arm, and be like, official Aureus Academy business. You should move along.
Make a persuasion roll, please.
Okay. Eight.
They kind of like look at you and nod.
It's a bunch of teenagers just standing there looking surly. Whatever.
Surly Joe.
One of them gives you a little like half smile.
Oh no.
He's also a giraffe.
They kind of like mill about, but you get the sense that they're not like beelining out of there. some of them aren't like paying immediate. They're all just like, oh.
I just happen to be standing here.
All right. The door opens with Zilyana giving a shush.
And I very quietly say, there's someone, I think there's someone in here. They trashed the place.
Well, I'm going in. Excuse me.
Breath called brings out the mall.
Doran narrates his life.
I'm famous now, so
Oh gosh.
I'll keep Emperor Stanmore up here on the roof, on standby, watch by.
I will give one last pointed look at whoever's standing out here, and then go inside.
Disperse. This is
And I will close the door behind me as well.
quite the small little building. It looks bigger on the outside.
So I say very quietly, they were ruffling through some papers in the office, but I was a spider, and the words were like, I suppose they'd be really big.
I want to throw the doors open.
Shh.
All right, throwing the doors open in a clattering reveals empty office. And again, you see down sort of here, there's a door that's slightly ajar going into storage room. Looks like parts of this room have been overturned as well.
Throw rugs. There's so many. Well, check underneath them.
I want to go look in the storage room. Is there anyone in there?
All right. I just removed the ajar door there, so you can go in as you would like.
Odoran will start to roll investigation, looking for specific footprints or claw prints or like, oh look, oozes were here. Prints.
Briscoe will do the same for the storage room.
All right. Investigations.
2.
Oh, why am I in homebrew spells? Hold on. Do. One character sheet coming up at the speed of the internet.
All right. Looking around, Doran, as you kind of investigate, there are no tracks per se of particular note. There is a little bit more of a kind of, worn floor path, as you might assume from the front door through like the doors of the office and all of that. But there isn't any signs of like non kind of like humanoid creatures walking around or anything like that. There is
no fresh blood in the boot marks or nothing like that.
You don't see anything but sort of the normal dirt and debris that you might see from the street there. It looks like one of the urns sort of flanking the door has been shattered, and the area that's sort of file storage has been pretty well trashed over at the other side. Looks like somebody went through with the intention of just sort of like going through, rifling through the belongings as fast as they could. As you notice that the far end of the room where the sort of sofas and such are doesn't appear like they didn't smash all the sofas or anything, and there's not much over there in terms of storage or any of that, like the kind of sitting area and the fireplace. One other thing you do notice is that both of the plants in here are very dead. You don't recall that being the case only a couple days ago. Like, long since dead.
I just tap my chin until someone else says something.
See, Dorant.
Huh? Oh, plants. They've been dead for a while. That's weird.
Oh, poor babies. I go over
No,
and I
plants.
look at the plants.
You lick the plants?
I look at the plants.
Oh. Plants are dead.
It's not that kind of tobacco. What are you doing?
How do you know till you try?
They look dead and dried. You lick them, they're kind of coarse on your tongue.
Yeah. So would they have been dead, like,
Cactuses.
from what I know, would they have been dead when we first visited here?
You don't remember any dead plants last time you were here. Everything was very well kept and maintained. But these look like long dead, and they're not like dying. They're just dead.
Right. But in the what I'm saying is, like, would this have probably been an illusion? And like, so in the timeline that we last saw him, would these plants have naturally died that quickly? Does that make sense? Like,
if the plants were alive when last you were here, which was only a couple of days ago, they would not have had enough time to die this completely, even in total neglect.
Okay.
Like, they would be, like, you know, wilting a little bit, but these are like dried and just completely.
Just because he worked with the Lord of Illusions, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I was just trying to about that. Okay.
Also, Ziliana, maybe you can look to see if there's a different cause of death. Maybe not just neglect, but rather necrotic energies or something. I don't know. You're good with plants, right?
I dig my hands in the pot. What do I sense?
Soil. Soil itself seems dry. It's definitely not like, oh, this would make a great potting material. Doesn't seem like it's been watered in a very long time.
Oh, hey, looking around, do I see any like dead insects or mice or whatnot that might have like just dropped dead too, like from a similar plight?
Investigation roll, please.
Okay, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be so good. If I can use a reward point, that would be really cool.
Remember, you can only redeem the reward points for more points.
No.
All right, looking around,
Cockroach.
don't see any dead pests or vermin anywhere.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna take a clipping of this plant and stick it in my pocket.
There's papers in here.
I mean, there's papers and books all over the place. Where are you searching?
I would like to rifle approximately where I am.
Okay, so on the ground. Going through, give me an investigation roll, please.
Oh, I'm so good at this. Oh, yeah.
All right. Looking through, it looks like the bulk of the material here is old contracts between Balthier and various clients.
Is there a contract for Velabreeze in here?
Not in the stuff that you can see where you're standing. No. So you're just doing this sort of like pile here and all this.
Okay. I guess I'll work my way through the other piles.
Katia, I do believe you have your hand up.
Over here, are there any books related to snakes, dragons with bones?
All dragons have bones.
No, I knew someone was gonna say that.
The amazing boneless dragon ooze.
Don't like that.
It looks like a blob.
Or any anything that could have been given to him by a client. Those are the things I'm looking for.
Okay, let's make a single investigation roll, and we will see what we will see. All right. Going through this, you kind of, it's sort of a collection of kind of shorter length scrolls that have been rolled up, and then notebooks that just have fairly simple binding and all of that. And you look, and it just seems like all of these are a fairly methodical set of records for each client. Balthier has their contracts with it, and it's just like, this page is for this person. You flip it over, and there's another person going through.
Any special names that stick out?
You don't recognize any of the names.
All right. Ooh, this might be weird, but can I lift up the cushions and look under the cushions of the couches?
All right.
There might be change there. That's a great idea.
So going and rifling through all of them, give me another investigation roll, please.
Electrum. What the hell?
14. This one I'm good at.
You find 2 copper pieces.
I just throw them on the floor.
Ziliana immediately picks them up.
Yeah,
my God.
There's not much here. It looks like these sofas were kept in pretty good condition. A little bit worn, but kind of like nicely broken in and comfortable.
What's this?
That is a box of a wood for the fireplace that's next to it.
Okay.
You assume.
Is there any mirror or anything? I can't stand there. But is there like any mirrors or anything like on the fireplace? Or anything on that wall or something?
Fireplace comes up to sort of this stone mantle on top of it. There are a couple of just sort of decorative knickknacks there, but there's no mirror. Picture of sort of a landscape that you sort of vaguely guess is probably the sheer in Vesselar, sort of like looking out or the sunset over the bay, but it could just be generic ocean picture too. It's very soothing to look at.
Well, time to move to the office. What about these papers?
All right. Looking around, so just sort of going over the remainder of the office again. Pretty much any books you find or that are all this like set of contracts and sort of information about clients and all that. You do, as Rhea kind of is finishing up her search, you both kind of end up at sort of the front of the desk looking down, and you see a sort of portfolio kind of folder folded open, and sitting up open on it are 2 pages face up of a contract with the name Vela Breeze on it. And there are some other papers just sort of underneath this folder has been placed on top of. There's also inkwell, a pen, sort of usual things you might expect from somebody who does a lot of work. There's also a small sort of, you think it's almost a letter opener at first, but then you realize it is actually some sort of, looks like a very small knife with a very sharp pointed tip on the end of it.
Can we read Breeze's contract?
You can certainly do that. So going through, like a lot of the other contracts, seems to be pretty boilerplate deal, which kind of promises increased otherworldly talents and skills in exchange for a large percentage of profits and revenue, exclusive booking rights, all written in very sort of dense legalese writing going through. And you do see that it says the termination clause at the very end of it states that there is no duration limit to the contract, and only is written that in the event of a breach of contract, any of the signed parties lose all benefits conferred by the deal and are subject to a 2,000 gold termination fee. Breach of contracts. However, looking all the way through to the bottom of the contract where the signatures are, you notice one detail that's actually been, seems like it's been circled. The space for where Vela Breeze's signature should be is empty. You do see that in this folder there are tucked in other notes, in sort of handwritten notes going through here, that there's a note that sort of, they're almost like kind of like post-it notes, but they're not like, you know, adhesive on the back, that is tucked in, and it just says definitely signed, but where is her signature?
give this to Wizard?
Yes, I found this cat. What?
Is there invisible ink on this paper?
Well, I couldn't see if it was an invisible ink.
Well, you know how to figure that out, right?
Yes, I will detect magic shortly. Have you done ransacked the rest of it, or is this the only thing?
Only thing with Bella's name on it.
Have you detected any residuum floating about? Also, has the entrance to the sewers been secured, as we likely would see someone come via the sewers who has ill intention, versus someone coming through the door might just be a spectator. Mind you, it's only probabilities. It could be the opposite.
I don't think about things like that.
I believe you, and I will now start my ritual to detect magic.
All right, ritual begins, and you do notice that underneath the folder, as you kind of pick it up and hand it to Doran, it appears like there's pages that look like they're torn out of some sort of kind of larger. These are sort of like 11 by 17-ish size pages that look like they're torn out of some sort of official record book or something like that. But very definitely, like, were bound into a book and have been ripped out.
Does it look like the pages from Pate's book?
No, much larger.
Okay,
His books are kind of smaller.
just curious.
Do I remember seeing any large books from the other room?
No. These are, these books, the only time you've seen things that are like, it's kind of like almost unwieldily large, but sometimes stuff this size gets used in more sort of official administrative functions, in which logs are kept. So, like, I mean, you want to get as much volume as you can onto a page. And this sort of reminds you of things used in a civil sense.
Can I check and see if the entrance into the sewers has been disturbed?
Yes, you can move there.
I don't know where it is in this room, but Rhea would know because Rhea crawled out of it.
Yeah. Over in the corner, there's sort of a hatch there. Hatch is currently closed. However, there's nothing really on top of it.
No flower fingerprints, like they were baking and then touched this. Nothing.
Can I investigate it for any flower fingerprints? But like any sign of it being disturbed?
You can indeed.
Eventually, I have to roll. Okay. 11.
Okay.
Looking over it, whereas some of the stuff in this room has not a ton of dust on it, this there are areas sort of around the handle and kind of around the edges where you might imagine somebody handling it that appear like they're not dusty at all. Part of one of the edges of one of the corners is a little bit, looks like it banged a little bit. So maybe it closed in a hurry at some point. But beyond that, it's hard to know how frequent it was used. I mean, you guys used this, 3 days ago?
Correct. But we didn't go, we only pushed it up, right? So we didn't do anything with the handle. But also, he had an entrance to the sewer in his closet, so presumably he was using it. Because it was where his crazy sister was.
Yeah.
And his bone niece.
The rest of the room in here is sort of just, as you remember, there are several, stacks of crates and such. There's kind of a cabinet here with a bunch of bottles. Some of them look like they've been knocked over and smashed onto the ground, but it doesn't look like anyone went through there and had to, they weren't smashing bottles. It looks like one just sort of fell on the floor. And you also notice there's a fairly heavy-looking chest sitting there.
Okay, before I do that, can I check and see what's in the barrels?
Yes. You go through and open...
Monkeys.
Wait, what is it? It's like this.
Yeah, there you go. With the hooked hands.
Yep. It's a barrel of monkeys. Yeah, roll initiative. 84 monkeys pop out. We're gonna spend the rest of tonight's session killing all of them.
You have to pull them out just right, so you get like the longest line of them out.
Yeah. Dora wouldn't know that. She doesn't connect for monkeys.
Oh.
I've also never played the monkeys game, but I am aware of what it is.
Okay, at least
Oh.
knowing is half the battle.
Story, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, opening the barrel, the top is sort of made to come off, and in it there's sort of a burlap satchel there, and you kind of open it a bit more, and it looks like there's rice inside.
And a cell phone, even further down.
It's kind of damp.
Waterlogged, yeah.
Why would he need rice?
I have perhaps for food.
Do you see a kitchen here? Was he just crunching on raw rice?
He is. You just used spell to heat. He has probably pot somewhere, you know. You put water in pot and you cast fire spell on pot to heat. You know.
There is also a fireplace in the other room.
There's
Oh,
also a
okay.
fireplace in the other room, you know. What do you mean? Why has he got rice? What kind of crazy secret underground organization?
Well, why do you have? Would you have rice in your office? Why wouldn't you have rice in your house?
Because he live here, probably.
Where? Does he? Was he hanging from the roof like a bat to sleep?
I mean,
Oh,
there is sofa in the room.
If he's making so much money off of these people, why is he crashing on the couch in his shitty office?
Perhaps you like the, you know, demon bachelor lifestyle, you know? You cannot insult man for wanting to sleep on sofa. It is comfortable, you know?
It isn't. It hurts your back. You'll understand when you hit 30.
I will never hit 30. I will die long before then.
I believe in you, dear. I'm gonna go investigate the chest.
All right. You just looking at it. What are you trying to investigate?
Starters. Is it locked? Is it heavy?
You cannot tell whether it is heavy or locked by looking at it.
Is it giggling and licking its lips?
It looks like it's very sturdy and well built. It does look like it has a locking mechanism on it. Whether or not that mechanism is engaged or the chest is in fact as dense as your predictions is impossible to tell by looking at it.
I will prod it with my rapier.
Just like poking the...
Yeah, see if I can like push, if it's heavy enough that I can't push it.
Doesn't seem to budge with like a normal sort of just touch.
Okay, I will see if it is. I will touch it and see if it is locked.
All right. You are unable to open the top of it, so it does appear to be locked.
In a carp closet?
There's a chest in here.
Open it!
Are
It's
these
locked.
vegetables?
Open it with Gricko!
Those are all bottles.
Oh, bottles.
Looks to you to be wine bottles.
How is this chest locked?
There is a sort of block-looking lock mechanism that has a sort of small keyhole in the front of it.
How thick is the lock?
The little area, it's maybe half an inch thick and about yay big. It's not incredibly thick. You're guessing that whatever mechanism relies more on precision than it does, just like, here's a huge padlock.
Got those little keys, the little ones that are like, why is this a thing?
I want to pull the lock out so it's like flat and then try and maul it.
The lock is like built into part of the case. It's not like a padlock on it. It's just this kind of box that's like, clasped on there. I mean, it does protrude out a little bit.
I mean, I can perhaps smash chest if you wish, but if there's anything valuable inside, smash.
We
We
didn't
have-
pull any keys off of his body, did we?
Yeah, are there any keys in the desk? I want to rummage through the desk.
Make an investigation roll.
Okay. Okay. Using my reward point to get some more reward points. That's intimidation. Nope. I'm not going to intimidate the desk.
Maybe you are.
The desk just like spits out a key. Okay. No more.
14.
All right. Going through the various drawers, you do find one of them has on the inside. You pull it out. It has sort of like the carcass of like a bat, and the wings are just sort of splayed out and tacked into the bottom of the drawers, like a taxidermy bat.
I'm like, you deserve better.
It's like I know.
I know.
One of the other drawers just has office supplies in it. None of them rifling through seem to have any keys or keychains or anything like that.
If there's office supplies, Ziliana is going to take what looks like a really good pen.
All right, yeah, there are a couple like ink pens there. And then you do notice that there are a couple other things that are shaped sort of like ink pens. However, they just come down to almost like a knife-like point. And they have a very sort of steep kind of scoop to the end of it. And you surmise these are likely used for pricking of a finger or something and signing in blood.
Oh, I don't take those. Nope.
But there are some normal like inkwell.
Yeah, I just, it's office supplies. You take a nice
Yeah.
pen.
It does say Balthier Grimm's talent agency on it.
I know, right? Yeah.
I could use my really loud spell, but it's really loud.
It's gonna be no louder than, I think breaking the chest is probably just...
I think if we're gonna break into the chest, well, Gruthkel, can you lift it?
I'm able to lift the chest, probably. I want to try and lift the chest.
Oh, is there
Yeah.
like no bottom to it?
It's not. I mean, you lift it up. It's heavy. It doesn't feel like there's anything like rattling around in it inside, like loose. It does feel heavy enough so that it seems like there's probably something inside it. You can pick it up.
I think if we use the loud spell, we go down into the sewers to do it. Also, whoever was rifling around here has also disappeared into the sewers.
We do not think that perhaps it will be heard from sewer too.
Yes, but we've already been seen breaking and entering. Let's not give people an excuse or an incentive to follow us in here.
Would some of
Arson
these,
it is.
would some of
Perhaps-
these pointy things be good for, and I pull out some of the gross pointy things like this, for picking that?
Well, I mean, I don't really know enough about locks to...
Can I try?
Yeah.
I've never broken into anything before. Wait, that's not true.
What did you break into?
The donation
Oh,
closet.
yeah, the donation.
Oh, then you could totally do this. I like hand her this. I go, they were probably used for people's blood.
Does come down to a fairly fine point. So where is everybody for this attempt?
I would like to go and guard the front door.
I'm already accurately portrayed on the map as I've started.
I'm gonna stand by this door.
Continue my ritual.
Or, like, here, so I can see inside, but also see through to the front door.
Very long 10 minutes. Let's see.
I also think that knife that you described that was on the desk, I'm gonna put in the other room with Doran to see if that was magic. Just
Okay.
because you described it. So anyway,
All right.
I don't know how to do this.
Go ahead and make a dexterity sleight of hand check with disadvantage,
I believe in you.
as you are not using a set of lockpicks and have no idea what you're doing.
Would you like a reward point?
Yes.
All right.
4.
So, as you sort of like look at it and look down at the lock, you see like,
ticking.
oh, maybe this can't be that hard. And you just sort of jam it in, and as soon as you do, you feel this little click, and then from the lock mechanism itself, all around the outside, this sort of smoke-like cloud comes out, but it looks very like supernatural in nature and just immediately engulfs you, and filling the room, and just sort of like coming out. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I said I was going the front
I know, but it was just really funny, like the timing of
She's
it.
like, nope.
Yeah.
I was like,
All right.
I'm gonna make sure I'm accurately represented.
Yeah. And so as this all seeps out,
Need the red 4 stats.
whew, you
okay.
will take half of this, as you can feel it just sort of press over you, and it just feels incredibly cold to the touch as you kind of dart away and dive down, as it sort of just like expands up and then dissipates after a second or so. But you can feel all of your sort of normally vibrant sun-kissed skin is just all dried out, and it feels almost like crinkly and wrinkly as you take let's see, half of that would be 11 points of necrotic damage.
Accounted
Oh.
What's in there?
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
It's smoky. It's been a while since I've had anything in my lungs besides air.
Alcohol gold, man. I wasn't expecting.
Is that smoke kind of coming into the other room, or did it like?
It kind of dissipates.
All right, so I'm gonna go in there. So, are you okay? Oh, honey, did you do your morning routine? Like the moisturizer and stuff?
I don't need that. I'm so young, Elf.
Okay.
Prestidigitation.
You can't press.
Doesn't go away.
I prestidigitate the age off.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to exfoliate.
Does it come off like if I lick my hand and?
It is your skin. Eventually, if you lick your hand and rub it against your face enough, yeah, your skin will probably come off. No, it's like the life and the vitality has been drained from your skin. All these sort of like, you can feel.
What I look like as an old woman.
Yeah,
oh my god.
You feel wrinkly.
Ooh, this is good. I'm gonna leave it.
What?
Okay.
Just for now.
No one knows who I am.
Exactly. I'm a totally different person now.
One
Okay.
can only hope.
Nope. What's in the box?
The box is still closed. You in no way activated anything but whatever was trapped on the lock.
Well,
You want me to try?
Before you go ahead and try, I heard the commotion. Arcane traps may be expended upon first use, or you might need to be more careful. Maybe locate that key.
okay.
Are you done detecting things?
I don't know.
Your detect magic can complete. Can you tell me what items you're?
I was given the piece of paper contract thing from. Is that correct, Jesse? Not Jesse. What is this trick you're playing on us here in Zoom? with
Adia.
Different names. Kadia. And then Ziliana said she put something down, but I was so ensconced I wasn't sure what it was.
I don't remember
You can
myself.
walk around the office too.
You can go in there where things are
was a knife.
exploding?
Yes, come in. Nothing will hurt you. There was a knife that I put in there.
Oh yes, so let's check this knife as well.
All right. The knife itself is non-magical. It's just sort of like a fine, small blade, very sharp.
This is Valerian steel.
The
Deserves
contract
a name.
and all of the books and such that you can see, for the most part, strewn about, are all magical. And you get the sense that there's sort of very faint kind of enchantment aura to it. And there's also, in a couple of instances, you get sort of like a merger of enchantment and something else, some other school. And as you kind of go through and like, oh, this one has this plus evocation or something, you kind of connect the dots that each of these contracts have sort of some, whatever schools of magic are relevant to the contract, they have some of that built into them, but all of them have that enchantment thing there. So you're guessing that the binding nature of these fiendish contracts has some enchantment nature to it, as well with whatever else was weaved into the agreement.
Yes, indeed, you are correct with the magical parchment. All of these contracts do have a binding agent of enchantment, combined with whatever is specific to the individual thus enchanted. So, for example, if your contract read, and you would meet a unhealthy demise, you may also see necromancy on this page. So Clyde had a bad contract, but some of these have lesser stuff, conjurations, etc., etc. Anyway, the
So
whole
there's
load
invisible
should be gathered up so we can at least disenchant or examine them back at the school, of course, under better supervision.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
Oh, excellent. I need a wheelbarrow.
I
Good
had a
luck.
question, and I was writing a note down, and it went right out of my head.
Are you gonna cut? Can you see if this thing is still trapped?
Oh, I remember. So, you remember, like, 5 to 10 minutes ago, where you said a whole bunch of things about those large sheets of paper, and then none of us actually looked to see what those large sheets of paper were?
Those are still
Can I
on the
look at
desk,
those large
yes.
sheets of paper and see if I can determine what they are?
Yes, indeed you can. Page not found.
Oh, large piece of paper, page not found. Sorry.
I just unrolled it. It just says 404 in big letters.
Ah! It's cursed.
Huh. I tried to look something up in the thing, and it just said page not found. All right. Looking over them, you kind of, having spent a little bit of time sort of in and around the workings of sort of civics of cities and all of that, you do recognize this as a sort of scribe's log, kind of basically like accounting of things that have happened within a city. Looking through this particular one appears to be torn from a book that you're guessing is from Culathune, based on the sort of title header on the top of it that says location, date, and sort of entry number, those kinds of things.
Okay. And sorry, could you say what it was one more time? Because my brain is really not processing the spoken word well right now.
It's it looks to be some sort of scribe's account of basically events. It's like it's a history log essentially, right? Like if something happens in the city, it gets written down and put into this log.
Okay. And this one is from Culathune. How do you spell Culathune?
C-U-L-A-T-H-U-N-E.
My guess was not remotely correct.
Holly was pretty close.
Oh, I thought that's how I spelled it. In all my previous notes, that's how I spelled it.
My version had a lot more U's in it.
And
that was where she signed the contract originally, right?
I don't know. You have the contract.
I mean, does the contract say anything about that?
It does indeed. All the contracts have dates and locations on them.
Okay.
Looking at it, her contract was signed in Culathune.
Okay. And then for this scribe's log of events, what's like the year? Does it have a year on it? Or like an approximate date range?
The year is it's written in general is in the summer of 1049.
And what is that comparative to where we are?
It's 5 years ago.
5 years ago. So... And does that match the date on the contract?
On Vela Breeze's contract, the contract itself is dated in the spring of the same year. So earlier than this.
Earlier than the log. Okay,
earlier than the log by
contract
3 or
is
4.
dated spring of 1049. And can I, reading over it, get a sense of what events are being chronicled in these logs?
You can indeed get a sense of what events are being chronicled in these logs, as I repeat what you said in order to have time to change the music slightly.
Okay. Understandable.
Just kidding.
We're getting jazzy here.
Just kidding. I couldn't resist myself. There's just so many good tunes from
Thanks for the sick beats, Kevin.
From K. MacLeod. All right. So, looking it over, it chronicles the events of what is labeled as the Chjaknor Calamity, which happened.
Sorry, but if I have to write down question mark calamity, it's gonna throw me off for the rest of my note taking. Thank you.
And this is very much indicative of how many things in the sort of southern part of the continent are named, especially in the Ogral region of the world there. There's a lot of hyphenates and things. This calamity happened in as part of a celebration, which is labeled in here as the arrival of Klevnia celebration. What that means, you don't know, but that's just the name of what the event was. Goes on to describe inexplicable vortex of energy that was created in the Chjaknor Plaza, which could only be described as a forcible rending of the life force of all living things throughout the square. And there's a note sort of underneath it says there was probably around 160, 175 people killed. There were only a handful of survivors who were in the area who kind of survived the blast itself. There is a handwritten note in it that matches the other note that was with the contract there that just says, Vela survived. Eyewitness accounts saw her fleeing. And then it also sort of underneath that underlined says last known sighting.
Of Vela?
It's just what the note says. It just says last
eyewitness.
It says last known sighting. And you can see, sort of flipping over to the back page, there is an addendum written in this kind of log page. It's also dated. The date is from a year, only a year ago. So this is like sort of 3-4 years after the original entry. That just says addendum next to it, and it says Colothune. Chaknor Plaza has never fully recovered, and it is purported that nothing will grow here still to this day in the area the vortex affected. Area maintains its unsettling aura and is all but completely abandoned.
Nothing grows here like the plant?
And the suspicion.
I'm adding strings.
So Rhea is like reading this over and eventually like circled around to like sit down in the chair, like put her boots up on the desk, and so she like finishes reading it and then rolls up the scroll and goes, "I have multiple concerns."
An
Yeah.
open-ended statement.
And then I hold out as I continue talking this thing that I was reading out to. I just almost called you Nobnor. God, I don't know what is wrong with my brain tonight. To Doran.
Well, I didn't realize I was Nobnor, but it might be true.
Nobnor, the Fantastic! Sorry.
That's your final evolution.
I've changed so much since I lost that dog.
So I hold that out to Doran. So apparently, 5 years ago in Calathun, during some sort of celebration, in Jacknor Plaza, there was some sort of life-rending explosion in a square that killed almost 200 people, and among the very, very few reported survivors was Vela Breeze.
Well,
Which seems to me to bear some concerning parallels to upcoming celebrations here in our city.
that is an issue.
Calls from the doorway. I wish to make the, claim that we were also in a life-threatening explosion, but we were not culprits. Just because somebody is there does not necessarily mean they are the cause.
Okay, as a point of order, did the people who saw Vela Breeze manipulating Residuum pass that information to the rest of us?
That would have been Ziliana and Doran.
I think so, because I
Doran
know
hasn't
it.
mentioned it.
What was this? What was it?
I'm studying it. So I'm like, how did she do that?
Oh,
Till I know, I can't share it with others.
Doran will take his
Half the
observations to
story.
the grave.
Oh no! How she sucked up the residuum?
Yeah.
You asked her, or asked somebody.
I talked to Doran about it.
Yeah.
Closed loop.
No, but I mean, you guys were. I mean, like, yeah. So like, we saw her like. I mean, not that I thought that I. Anyway, we saw her like suck up residuum. So here, I think that she is a Vashem Varu. It's also possible that Chalmarn could be as well. I really feel like they're working together.
You said that Residuum was avoiding him.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So if Residuum is avoiding him, then that's the opposite of what the Vashem Varu want, because they eat it.
I can
But
pull
he's
and
teaching-
push with a mage hand.
Excuse me. So I want to. I have another point. So pigs usually avoid me like the plague, but I eat many of them.
And he's teaching people how to use magic, so therefore creating more of it.
I suppose that's true.
And chaotic. So because here's the thing. Did I ever tell you guys this? There's one night where we talked to him and Katia was being like, oh, blah, 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 and whatever. and then Ruthkol just straight up asked him before we kind of figured out that was not a great thing to just straight out ask him, because that's what Lycia said after that this happened. So no offense, Ruthkol, you're fine. Are you Vashem Varu? And he was like, I looked really hard at his eyes and stuff like that. He was a little twitchy. He didn't give himself totally away, but just a little bit. I bet I could beat him in poker if I needed to. Do you think he's got enough money that I could beat him in poker if I wanted to?
Yeah.
Probably.
I really do. I mean, he's staying at that big house down there, and he
That's
bought
true.
all the birds.
Oh my god. Maybe that's the answer. Anyway, so I'm just saying that he looked a little twitchy when I brought up Vashem Varu, or when Grizzle brought up Vashem Varu.
I kind of remember that. What was I accusing them that time? Do you remember?
Anything. Just
Oh,
anything
hopefully.
and everything.
But truly, Katie, I have stopped keeping track.
I will say that the contract that is supposed to be for Vela Breeze is notably missing a signature. Is that
But
correct?
thank you.
Correct.
So then, something either undid what was done, or the contract was, say, fulfilled. I'm going to look closely to see if the contract would be fulfilled or terminated upon early demise, or X amount of you have to do 30 volunteer events. She may not have survived at all.
Do you
she might be
mean
back?
that she signed the contract with him way before the event in Colothune, and then he was searching for her, and that's why he tracked her down to this city? Is that what you mean? Oh, I need to readjust my boards.
Halfway, you're halfway there. So yes, I do mean that she would have signed this contract prior to it, and I'm just looking for. But I'm just going to read the rest. I'll find out if there's any kind of connection.
So reading the contract, and you've kind of looked over a few of these. The termination clause in all of them is the same. It states there is no limit to the duration. Right. In binding language, meaning that this contract is good for life, it's good for after past death. Devils they don't care if you're dead and gone to hell or that. It says, in the event of a breach of contract, any signed parties lose all benefits conferred by, whatever the rest of the deal is, and are subject to a termination fee.
So what's the breach of contract clause? What constitutes a breach? If I can find it.
Basically, it breaches any violation of the terms spelled out in the contract. The most common of these are agreements for sort of exorbitant percentage of sort of revenue and exclusive rights to the booking of the performer. Some of them go on into a little bit shadier stuff that basically says you basically have to do whatever I tell you and those sort of things. Villabreeze's contract is a little bit more on the up and up, it seems, but she has one of the highest termination fees.
I see. And if there's no loophole that's
totally
obvious,
avoid that.
Then yeah, I would imagine it would require some sort of demigod to retroact the binding agent. I can't imagine a simple dispel magic will work here. So, maybe she ran into a Vashem Varu and is now an agent of one. Maybe she is one. Maybe she's actively working against them, as those other creatures that we met in the depths underneath the city were after the Vashem Varu as well. It's hard to say.
Is it possible that perhaps she did not make deal in first place, and?
Well, not according to this mysterious note taker, and also, the vibes I was getting off of her back before weren't that she was being haunted by some, delusional man who thought that they had a contract, but rather somebody who was manipulative and who she had tried to separate herself from. I don't think at any point she ever denied that she had a contract with him.
Also lends to believe that this was signed at one point and it's been undone.
She admitted to that, though. She said in the meeting that he used to be her.
Yes,
yeah.
We have a piece of paper missing a signature.
Does this still have the magic on it?
Oh,
this
yes.
paper?
It was the first thing I looked at. Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Doran, looking at it, the reason that you would surmise that this contract is no longer binding is because there is no signature on that, and it specifically says the signed members of this. So if there's a
signature,
that's the loophole.
Do we remember when he came in and confronted her? I feel like I remember him saying, how dare you think you could pay me off that cheaply? I don't remember him saying anything about not signing the contract. So was this, or the signature disappearing? Am I remembering that correctly? It was more about money and how you broke the contract, not about how did you unsign it? How did you do this?
You do recall that they had made him an offer previously, in the very recent things, as he had confronted them days before. the incident at the theater, and they tried to just pay him off and get him to go away, but they didn't offer him nearly 2,000 gold. That's the only other bit of relevant information in there.
And the handwriting, like, about... So he might not have found this unsigned... Do you think that he found this unsigned? Like, is the handwriting on those two notes, right? Like, they're the same. Do they match any other handwriting in the office? Like, his handwriting, particularly.
Well, you do have a sample of his handwriting, correct?
Hard.
We're in his office. I imagine there would be.
Well, all of these contracts are handwritten.
Okay.
So it does not match any of that.
So it's different handwriting then.
It is different handwriting.
Does it match the scribe's handwriting in the big ledgers things?
It does not.
Okay. So someone came here. Oh, wait a minute. There was somebody in here that we were trying to be quiet and, like, not... Maybe they were the one that figured this out, and we disrupted their note-taking.
Very possible. And I salute them for helping us, whoever they are.
Does this contract match any other handwriting at all? Or is it unique?
Wait,
Maybe
the handwriting... The handwriting...
Maybe it's a replacement contract, and she's like, oh, yeah, you don't have my contract anymore.
The contract itself matches the contract... all of the other contracts.
Oh, okay.
So they're all written in the same hand.
Too many open ends. Possibilities are one too many to just start guessing. Katia, that's your cue. But
well, I have a new theory.
Excellent.
Tuck in.
I slouch further down in my chair.
Oh, leans against the door.
Not gonna be that long, okay? So, because I've been coming up with a theory in my head, so, like, some of the stuff you said might have slipped my mind. So this is my theory. Vela signed the contract with Grimm in Colothune or wherever before the explosion thing that killed almost 200 people.
Those are facts.
Yes. She is the one who caused this explosion to get out of her contract with Grimm. She then escaped. Grimm has tracked her down to the city. The end.
I think she signed the contract to gain more notoriety and stuff like that so she could feed off people and charm them into complacency. Sometimes somebody in my circle would do that, and they'd sing they do their, like, little, like, pan flute to calm down the cows so they would follow them home. I feel like that's what this is.
So you don't agree with my theory?
I agree with parts of it, but I don't think she did it to get out of her contract. I think she liked the contract. I think the contract was to get cows to come in, and
but
she's
why?
like, "Arr."
Then why, like, go to a new person?
She needs... I don't know. Maybe she didn't like who she dealt with. But I don't know. I don't think that she killed all those people to get out of a contract.
But it's also possible that Vela Breeze signed this contract with Balthier Grimm, performed at this plaza, was killed in this explosion of some kind, that may have been an incursion onto our plane of shards of another plane, and was then replaced by a Vashem Varu.
Ooh. Ooh! Oh, that's going in my book.
Oh no, wait, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, that's good, that's good.
But I'm just saying, right, there's her being a Vashem Varu now does not mean that she's always been a Vashem Varu. They're shapeshifters.
Oh, right. If there's that part. I mean, if I was gonna shapeshift, I'd want to be, like, super pretty like her. Anyway. So
If I was gonna shapeshift, I think I'd like a tail.
Ugh.
But like a prehensile one, so I could use it to pick stuff up.
Oh,
I mean,
that
you really need to learn how to wild shape. It would blow your mind.
I suppose then I could be a monkey.
Yeah,
Like
you
a
could. It'd
possum.
be great.
Oh.
So like, do we want to figure out who the other investigator is after we like ransack this place?
Did we ever get that chest of doom open?
No.
Oh, it turned me old. Look at me.
You look the same to me, but go on.
How dare you?
But I value you as a person, not as your skin complexion.
Oh no, I'm gonna need you to value me from the surface, okay?
It's like, no, I need you to be shallow.
Noted, I shall be shallow too from now on.
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted. Jeez.
Well, calm down, old lady.
Well, can I look
You-
for a key again?
Did you detect any other magic in this place?
Well, detect magic has a
10-minute duration.
duration of. I'm here in 10 minutes. Let me click it. That was on a different page. There we go. About 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So this conversation just took 3 hours, but maybe it's still active.
The only other thing you notice is actually something that you don't notice is aside from the contracts themselves and the magic that you have cast, there is 0 residuum in this place.
So the now the contracts having already been done don't kind of like you can't shake some off there, can you? It doesn't
It's like
continue to produce it?
incredibly faintly.
Yeah, just like yeah. So this place has been cleaned of both physical materials and then of course any residuum is notably not here.
Prestidigitation, is there residuum?
Yes, you're getting
Yeah.
the it's all over the carpet now.
It's pretty, okay, I like it.
It
It's
just
not your it's personal talcum. It's just-
it piles up just as you would expect. Your magic does have effect.
Can I, as we're kind of talking and trying to figure out, can I cork up some of this wine to see if I smell blood in any of them?
Yeah, opening them. They'll smell like wine to you, as many as you open.
Gross. Okay, I put them back.
Just out of interest, what would the reaction have been if it had been blood?
It would have still been
Jackpot.
gross, but I would have pocketed it.
Okay.
Can I look for a key again?
Where
Is
would
there
you like to
drawers
look
to
for
the
a
desk?
key? Yes. Somebody has searched through the drawers.
There's a bat in there, and it's like,
So you sort of open it. There's just like a bat that's like has a bunch of nails and it's sort of like just nailed into the bottom of the drawer. It's dead, but
Dad.
looks preserved.
That's the only thing in there? That's so strange.
I mean,
There's
there's office
office
supplies and other things. You don't see any keys going through any of it.
What about under the bat? Under the bat, is there a key?
Is the bat the key?
Going looking over, you kind of I mean you have to kind of like fry it up as you do. Part of like the skin of the wing sort of like rips through,
Oh.
and you do notice that the underside of the bat is clean. However, in picking it up, it's got a fairly small body. You do feel that the inside of the bat is very it's a little bit heftier and it's not quite as squishy as you might imagine.
You guys saw a saw, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Concerned now, though. Is it like taxidermy, like, or
Unicorns
is it
might be.
just...
It's not the whole thing looks like it is preserved, whether by magical means or by some form of taxidermy. However, the sort of soft fur of the bat and general pliable nature of all of its other limbs, now that you've kind of torn part of it off of the thing. It's inconsistent with its body, which seems like there's something rigid in it that keeps it from moving.
Poke the tummy.
All right, you poke down, you feel something hard.
All right. Is there like a zipper or something on that?
There's no zippers on bats.
It's only squirrels. Squirrels.
This is my
Squirrel nut
limited
zipper.
edition bat with the built-in hidden zipper.
Can I take the sharp thing and cut the bat open like a weird excite? I have never done this before. I'm
Alright.
so sorry, bat.
As you sort of begin to do your dissection, immediately as you sort of pierce the skin and begin to slice open, not really expecting there to be like blood or anything as it is preserved. Instead of blood, you see this sort of smoky, little bit of wispiness, not in like a huge quantity, but it definitely matches that's on the chest. And you are able to just cut all the way back, and inside is you find a key that's about 2 inches long. It's completely sort of just like middle of a moonless night black in color, and has a little skull on the top of it, and then a key on the other end.
It's my new nail polish color, Moonless Night Black.
Yeah.
I pull the key out of the body, all dramatically, like, guts. Just kidding. It's a key.
That's just
This is the weirdest
right.
place I've ever seen a key. Like,
this is the worst
in
escape
my life.
room.
Like, so strange.
Well, let's do it.
I mean, he's related to the Bone Woman, right?
Yeah.
It's true. This is true. All right. Do you want me to open it? Oh, I need permission for these sorts of things. Should I open it?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, I'm opening it. I open the chest.
The key does fit in, and sort of you can hear the mechanism sort of clicking off, and you kind of wince a little bit as it first does. There is a little bit of that sort of wafting, wispy, sort of shadowy darkness fog that comes out, and as you click it, the top part does sort of like just pop up ever so slightly, like it's, you know, a little bit sprung under tension, and then this smoke just sort of seeps out, almost like there's sort of like a fog machine or something in there, but the smoke itself is very black, and it just sort of flows out over it ever so faintly, dissipating like almost before it gets to the ground. But you have the lid slightly cocked open there in front of you.
I'm totally in the mood for a seance now. Anybody else?
Like, later.
Okay,
It's still daytime.
almost. I so want to do a seance. Okay, I will open the chest.
All right. As you begin to open it, this cloud sort of continues to bellow out from inside, and the inside is lined in a black velvet. The whole thing opens, the top sort of curved over, is empty there, and looking down into it, you just see this very like faintly swirling sort of mass of this black cloud. You don't see anything down inside the chest. It's just almost filled with this black, acrid colored smoke.
I like poke at the idea of sticking my hand in, waiting for a reaction of someone to tell me no.
I mage hand my hand over her hand and push it away
Oh,
and reach my mage hand in.
Sort of disappears down into the blackness a little bit.
Does it grab anything? Like, can I like try and like pull, like, am I getting
You
any
gotta
like
enter-
pressure
If you-
tension?
You gotta
If you-
keep putting silver, and then the grabby.
If you stick it in, it's the depth is probably like a little bit deeper than the actual mage hand is.
Yeah.
If you stick it in, doesn't feel like it hits anything at any point.
Dorant,
Yes.
there's magic-y stuff I don't understand.
Well,
Look.
take a sample.
I try
Also-
to do the claw machine out.
You just get
No, I
I
really do. I
Fist-
try to grab something
fist,
and pull it.
fist, just basically like the fog trails up sort of with it, and the mage hand sort of pops out.
It looks
It
like
comes
evil
up with
co-
no hands.
It looks like evil cotton candy.
I don't know what that is, but I'm going to very much investigate. I'll move my token into a danger area. Where is this chest? Okay, I'm assuming I'm near it. And I will use Arcana to try to figure out what the effects that are ongoing are, given an opportunity. After that, if using detect magic kind of like as a, I see magic, let's find out what it might be.
Yes. Go ahead and give me your Arcana roll.
19. I'm starting to grasp it, maybe not. I'm not exactly sure.
Very nice. From your detect magic, the magic is conjuration. And looking over at it and sort of based on the experimentation that Zilliana is doing, you're guessing that this is some type of interdimensional space. It's larger on the inside type of deal.
Yes, the TARDIS.
Yeah. That in conjunction with the sort of school of magic could be some sort of like portal in a box.
So if I were to keep a bone dragon,
But
I'm going to regret this. Gruthkul.
Hello.
Yes, we need you combat ready and close.
hang on though. You really think this is where the bone dragon was kept? We
I
watched
actually
her
just
in
have
the-
a theory. I don't think it. I'm wondering. And I'd rather be safe with Gruthkul nearby than not safe. Okay, and then I immediately go as far away as I can while still seeing the box.
All
I
right, you
get to the other
cannot
side of that.
you
And
cannot
now-
see the box from there.
Ah, Shiza. Rhea, you're in the way.
You're probably like here would be the, because the box is sort of in the square that.
All right. Is that
needs to
good?
Square. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Then I reach in and use my, I think magic bags of holding work like this. And I try to pull out the dragon.
Reaching in with Mage Hand.
Mage hand. Oh yeah, I'm not doing it myself.
Mage Hand goes in. You just get the sense that it's just any way you go, you don't hit anything.
Ugh, this isn't
Oh.
working with a mage hand.
I put my mage hand in and I go 200 gold,
Well, you might not
100
be able to
gold,
use it with a mage hand. Someone might have to risk it for the
Gruthkul
biscuit.
sticks a
5
hand in.
gold.
All right, Gruthkul, as you stick your hand in,
Goodbye.
immediately the sort of shadowy billows up, coils around your arm, and you just see it envelop Gruthkul and then dissipate, and Gruthkul's gone.
Great, now we're all going in the fucking box.
Well, that's interesting and unfortunate.
Do we want to see if she'll come back? Maybe. Hang on. I put my mage hand in. Gruthkul.
No dice.
It's worth trying. Isn't this what experimentation is like, Dorant?
I would like to point out to all here that I did not tell Gruthkul to put Gruthkul's hand in the box. And no, this is the wrong way to do it.
I
So
put my hand in the box.
Oh.
Again, the cloud sort of envelops, and Katia sort of disappears. You feel this like
Katia!
instantaneous rush of cold, and then you disappear. We'll cover what's happening later.
I go right into it too, right after her.
I
Alright.
also.
Durand, you watch as very quickly, seeming this shadowy fog has enveloped each of your comrades.
This is a mistake. Someone has to live to tell the tale. Katia, go ahead and I'll stay.
Katie is already gone. Everyone has done it so far.
Yeah.
Everybody? I just look around the corner going, oh, Katia did go in.
Hang on, before we do people have the contracts on them and stuff? All this paper?
Oh no.
I'd
Oh,
imagine
I did roll up the log and give that to Doran.
He has it all.
Yeah, I was putting it all in an imaginary wheelbarrow, so I have a pile.
Dorant, since you are in view of it, you see the front door open.
Whoop. Oh no! Here comes the plot. It's pushing me forward.
And then
no!
you see the front door close. You don't see anyone else.
Oh, well, that's hilarious. Somebody was here the whole time. Well, I'm not going to mention that either. I'm going to go over to the box and just hate my life, and I suppose my fate's tied. Stupid. I'll put my hand in there and see what happens.
All right. All of you, the darkness fully
The exciting
consumes you.
conclusion, everybody.
The exciting conclusion.
TPK.
And this ends our campaign. It was a
Who would've
box of
thought that we would never get past episode 13.
annihilation. Yeah, episode 13 turned out to be unlucky. No, indeed,
It is a hole we can't go down.
It is
We're going to go down it.
not the end for our fair party. It is just the beginning of the end. So, Gruthkul, since you're the first person through, we will narrate this from your point of view. Immediately, everything just goes black and cold. There's no light anywhere. You feel a sensation of sort of falling and moving, but it's not like just like in a downward direction, like you've fallen into something. Just sort of this weird sort of shifting, like you feel like kind of pulled this way, and then the acceleration changes and moved, and then you feel your feet land on this sort of ashen, crumbly ground. It's just sort of darkness out as far as you can make out. Do you have dark vision? It is absolutely pitch black here. You do see sort of around you, looking around out 30 feet or so from you, there's all these various sort of gray, almost crumbling stone ruin edifices, kind of like Stonehenges sort of set up around. And you turn around back as sort of behind you in almost this like semicircular kind of arch of what looks like rocky rubble with these jagged points coming up. You look around at it, and it appears to be some sort of like almost like lower jaw. Massive in form, probably about like from like one side to the other, probably about like 40-50 feet. Out in the distance, you can just see these pyres of sharp stone kind of extending. There's this same sort of gray, dark fog throughout everything. So the area, despite being abysmally black, is also kind of shrouded with this foggy area. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Uh-huh.
Concern.
Also,
So?
real deja vu?
Go and get some ice cream.
You just had the realization I did?
I don't know.
I think you did.
Yeah, go and get some ice cream or whatever else you would like to have for your last meal, and we will pick up back again for the exciting conclusion of On the Rise.
Pick it for your last meal in real life, because if your character dies, you do die in real life.
Oh, so that explains
How you doing, chat? Welcome back. Big thank you to Ian Leaf for the follow a little while ago. If you're still here, Ian, thank you. You're awesome. Very cool, very cool. We'll wait for Timur to return, and then we will find out what is in the box. I don't know. I don't know what's in the box.
I was muted the whole time.
That explains the serenity that I feel. Very, very cool. So how's things? How is everybody?
I made pumpkin cookies and they're good.
Oh, that sounds good. Are there any more No, the ginger cookies are gone.
I will add making cookies to my to-do list.
Oh man, you can't see it.
What can't we see? Perfect.
New notebook?
No.
See your handy dandy notebook?
Old notebook.
Oh, I see it now.
Anarchist.
An Anarchist notebook.
Had to pull up the Colothune notes.
Oh, I just closed the game. That's unfortunate. It means the campaign is canceled. Cool. Well, welcome back, everyone. Is everyone ready to dive in to things? Yay, nay, may, bay.
No.
Not ready. Got it. Well, while you're not ready, we'll start with Gruthkul. So what was the order? Gruthkul, Cadia, I do believe.
And me.
Ziliana. You guys went pretty much all right next to each other.
I actually meant to go before Ziliana, but I was muted and didn't realize. So.
Well,
but like
how like life?
Katie is my real life animal that I'm shepherding, so I would have been very quickly right after her.
What kind of animal is Katie, Ziliana?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. I feel like peacock is too obvious. Swans are mean. She's not mean. I want to say like she's just a really, as of right now, just a beautiful Shetland pony.
Oh yeah, I'm a pony, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You're a flute pony. Conspiracy flute pony.
Yeah, I mean it could evolve, but right now it's feeling like just a
conspiracy flute pony. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Great breed, great breed. All right, so Gruthkul.
Me.
That is you. Does everyone see blackness?
Boy, do I.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
This will continue.
This confirms things. Gruthkul, welcome to the map.
Thank you.
As you have a few seconds to do something, if you would like, before others arrive. You see out in front of you, there is this sort of large, sort of like hemispherical, almost like basin. Part of it is cracked and broken and fallen away. And there's a square box sitting inside it, banded in sort of copper metallic bands all around it. It has that same sort of swirling, shadowy like aura that the original box had there, and it's strange. Like the more you look at it, the darker it gets as you look around, and you can see that as your sort of dark vision, your eyes adjust to this incredibly low level of light. There is actually a very, very faint light source somewhere way, way, way off in the distance that you can see that's casting very sort of shallow shadows from these various stone edifices around you. but you can't like pinpoint a source. It's just this very kind of diffuse light.
Can I open the box?
You reach out and touch it, and the whole thing just blackens as you touch it, and it feels seamless to you. It just sort of retreats almost into the darkness and becomes this sort of touchable shadow, if you will.
Can I pick up the box that is a touchable shadow?
You try to lift it from it, and it's very smooth on the sides, but you can't quite... It seems like it must be bolted to the ground or otherwise just sort of so heavy that it can't be moved. It doesn't even budge, or it's just wedged there. In doing so, you do kind of see around it, there is sort of... looks like a very faint amount of kind of like charcoal. Kind of your hands come out with this sort of dusty black powder coating on them. And with that, the three amigos, one by one, whoosh, pop in here.
Well,
Welcome.
here we are.
Here we are.
In the hell box.
I should have stayed by the door.
Doran's gonna come? I don't
No.
I don't know. if he's gonna come.
Doran is not stupid enough to put hand in box after seeing entire party disappear, you know?
Doran
There's
appears just right.
Oh,
Oh, hi.
I just pat Gruthcole on the shoulder.
Congratulations, you're being rescued.
okay, how do we get back out?
Oh, details. Let's just one thing at a time. What's this? And where are we?
I don't know. I don't know. Any other question?
Yeah.
I
Why
don't know.
did you do this?
Well, you know, you said, well, the magic hand does not work. Perhaps somebody should put other hand.
Yes,
So
but
I put.
But before you do, my friend Litmus, he's the guy we had do all of these things first.
Oh.
And, there was a testing.
Well, where has he been this whole time?
Well, I mean, I was waiting for him, but you guys jumped on it before I gave him a call. It was... Oh, by the way, the door
I
opened
could just
and
let
closed
Gruthcole
when-
go in there all alone.
What?
FYI, there was an invisible person either entering or exiting the facility where we had all of our discussions, plans, and ruminations about what could be and what is.
Oh,
My
that's it.
theory.
That seems pretty in character for us, I think.
It's highly advanced magic, and I'm surprised to have seen it here in this ransacked bubble, or there, I should say. Where's here? As I remember, it was an extra-dimensional space, so this is not actually a plane of existence so much as a temporary plane of existence, which bothers me a lot more.
Why?
Because it might be dissipating. I don't know. And we're on the inside.
Identify.
That's not how... What? No. Not identify. Identify the plane of reality, please.
Computer, please help.
Computer, exit.
Computer.
Excuse
Hello?
me, computer.
I can't do that for you, Hal.
Well,
I want to cast Produce Flame so I can see in the dark.
Alright.
And then
Do you
also-
not have light on you right now?
I have a little bit of light on me,
I will give you a torch worth.
but
of
I'm
light.
a human, so I don't have dark vision. So
is the ground sand?
Not sand per se. It's kind of like fine, gravelly, chalky almost, just grayness.
the other thing too is when I cast Produce Flame, I want to see if I see residuum.
Alright. You cast Produce Flame, lighting up the the whole area, and immediately sending shadows sort of casting out from all of these structures, sort of just out radiating out from you.
Back away.
And as you begin to sort of start to look for residuum, you notice the shadows on the ground all just sort of stand up and begin moving in your direction.
Sorry.
Put it out, put it out, put it out.
Do you want me to
No,
put it?
not now.
I can't see.
As these sort of ethereal forms that look like heads and shoulders, and everything else down below them is just wispy, and I will need all of us to do what we do best.
Stay on.
Create chaos.
PvP.
Complain.
No, it's roll initiative. Roll initiative is what I'm
Nice.
looking for here.
Oh, that.
That best ever. What are you talking about?
Nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
All
No,
right.
this is ideal. That means Rhea can bless everybody.
So, do we have everybody?
I'm not even like bottom. I've rolled a 4, and I'm not even second to the bottom.
Roll
All
this too.
right. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Cool. So, what you see is what you get for the most part in terms of terrain. If you can't see past it, it's a wall. The area behind you is, you can climb over this, but it is difficult terrain to move over. It's probably about kind of chest height there. All right, Rhea, you are the first to react as all of these creatures just sort of simultaneously rise up out of the shadows, and they all just, almost like a closing in concentric circle around you, begins drifting in towards your direction.
Okay, I will. How many 3 creatures of your choice within range? I will, in fact, bless as my action.
That's for description only, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you can't use
How do
this.
I make it not do that?
That's fine, you can just...
For this
What-
purpose,
what
it's
are we-
fine.
There we go.
What icon are we using today, Dora?
Ta-da!
Today we are using the boot.
The boot.
And so I'm
Right.
going to bless myself, I'm going to bless Gruth Cole, and I'm going to bless Ziliana.
Thank you.
And then I am going to use a bonus action, and I am going to summon up my Reflection, who is glowing. And she is going to be here. And so action, bonus action, accounting for spell slot usage and reflection point usage, and I will draw my rapier and end my turn.
All right. Ziliana, you
As
are
they
up.
reach up, we're here to talk. Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I want to throw my flame at one of the shadows.
All right. What is your target?
I can only see one shadow. So
The one over here?
the one on the
Okay.
left.
Yeah.
Is it behind some?
It will have... You can target it, but it has half cover.
All right. I'm gonna move. Well, I'm gonna move closer to my party. Anyway, can I? So I can see it now. So
You got a clean
when
shot.
I throw it, that will also make the flame go out of my hand. So
My
Alright.
reflection is still glowing.
Go ahead and give me an
Okay.
attack roll then.
I will do. Sorry, I am on several different thought processes right now. All right. And then if I can roll bless too. If
18 will hit, and the fire shoots out, and it's a very sort of unsettling as this light source goes, and you can just see the kind of halo of the light around it in the fog as it goes out and strikes into the shadow. It doesn't actually hit anything solid, but it does sort of like slow for a moment as it passes through and then just kind of goes out into the distance and dissipates. The shadow kind of recoils in a little bit, and you can hear this sort of like noise as it passes through it. Seems like it had some effect.
Okay. As my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spirit Unicorn, Spirit Totem Unicorn. The Unicorn Spirit lends protection to all those nearby. You and allies gain advantage on all ability checks to detect creatures in Spirit's aura. If you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura, each creature of your choice in the aura also regain hit points equal to my druid level.
Ooh.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
I would like to place it right, I think right behind me. And as per usual, the idea that when I cast this unicorn, it like raises it hose up like very like protectively, kind of like over me, and like comes back down. And it looks like, and its mane is like in the breeze, but like kind of like framing me, if you will, kind of looking protective and defensive. So I'm gonna cast it right here. Let me draw a little shape. Oh, you have a unicorn. Thank you. And
I don't know where you wanted it.
yeah, that's exactly where I wanted it. Yep. Okay, so that is my turn. I've never used this one before. This felt appropriate. So, okay. And its aura is 30 feet around it. So if you're trying to figure out stuff, okay.
Will do. All right. It is the Shadow's turn. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. All right. This one will move. And as you watch it go through, it just sort of just passes right through. Not going up and over, but just going right through the obstacle there. Moving towards you, Katia. And it is going to make its attack against you. Melee attack. Does a 9 hit you?
It does not.
All right. Next one here is going to move, just sort of gliding over. We'll make an attack against the Reflection here. Does a 6 hit? Guessing no. This one will slide in here and make an attack against you, Ziliana. Here it comes. 15.
15 is my armor class.
All right. Take 8 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to roll a d4 for me. All right. Your strength score is reduced by 3. If your strength score goes to 0, you die. Otherwise, lasts until you take a short or long rest. All right.
Well, I'm at 7, y'all.
As you just feel this like coldness flow over your entire body. You see one materialize through this wall, Gruthkul, and end up here, coming towards you. 6
Nope.
will not hit. This one, again, you see another sort of emerging simultaneously from there towards you, Rhea. This is going to make an attack against you. 6 will not hit. This one's going to drift in here.
That giggle was great.
And a 17 against you, Rhea.
That is my armor class.
All right. So you take 7 points of necrotic damage.
Wait, aren't I resistant to necrotic damage? I am.
Between you and character sheet.
My character sheet says I am resistant.
But I need you to roll a d4 for me.
Noted.
Strength score is reduced by 1.
Noted.
This one drifts in from here. And it will make an attack against you, Rhea. It's a 23 hit.
23 does hit. Oh, I need to roll a concentration check as well. Let me do that first. Okay, 5 points of necrotic.
And another d4.
Hold on. Constitution saving throw. Fine. 5 points of damage. Done. D4. Yuff.
All right.
And another Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
Fine.
And the last one drifts through, coming towards you. That will do it for their turn. Doran, you are up as you see these just converge in.
Might be able to play dead. Hold on. How tall is this jawline that I'm stuck in?
You can climb over it. It's just difficult terrain. It's kind of like mid-chest height, so you can kind of like scamper.
Well, then yes, Doran has no problem exerting that. That's no good at all for me. I will shoot the one that is free of other people, and that will just follow me around the battlefield if I ignore it.
Okay.
So I shoot that one with my brand new can't call Grave Frosters.
All right.
21 to hit.
21 will hit. It's
7
only
cold
7
damage.
7 cold damage. Why is it? Oh, there's 4 dice,
I rolled
but they're.
a 2 and a 5. Yeah, I don't know why I rolled
Oh,
so many.
I was like, huh.
Oh, wait, what?
So 7 points. Maybe it rolled twice and the crit is from that. But we'll use the first one. 7 points. They're
Right.
accounted for. Again,
Its speed is reduced by 10 if it matters. If it takes...
Yes. So it does, again, this ray sort of bursts out and it does sort of penetrate through it, just sort of slows. And it does kind of like, its speed reduces as it goes through. So it has some effect, but it doesn't, there's no corporeal form that these things are impacting against.
Understood. Understood. It feels
So
resistance.
it does
I
feel
will-
resistance.
I will take the rest of my 20 feet of movement and just
And this one
Up, down.
is slowed.
3, 4.
Okay.
I watch Doran jealously as I look around the impossible to escape area.
You've got a clear line out. It's just that you provoke a lot.
Yeah. All right, Kadia, I do believe it is your turn as you see Doran quickly scamper away.
Katie, hold the line!
All right. I would like to cast Vicious Mockery on this guy here. Its
Alright.
thing. You are not a shadow. I can see you plainly with my eyeballs.
You can usually see
You
shadows.
can see shadows.
It's usually
Casey, can I have that vicious mockery as well?
Wait, what? It is successful.
Confusing mockery.
And it's sort of going up towards you, just sort of like pauses for a second. Doesn't quite know what's going on, but seizes a little bit.
Neither
Seems
do
to
I.
have effect. And this one
And,
has disadvantage.
As a bonus
effect.
action, I'm gonna say, we're in the shadows. Group call. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're inspired by this.
Can I have anti-inspiration?
All right. Yeah, subtract 1d8 from your next roll. Perfect.
Bane.
All right. Speaking of you,
I'm gonna swing at this one. Big old maul swing.
Which one?
That's gonna be the top left from me. Great weapon mastering.
The one underneath that little strange.
We've got
box.
bless as well. 15 hit.
15 will hit it.
I will do this much damage.
22. All right. You swing through, not connecting with anything, but you do feel like a hefty amount of resistance, and its form sort of like tears along with the maul, but does end up passing through. Definitely has a pretty beefy effect, but you're not slamming into anything. You definitely get the sense that it is not fully going through.
Going for another one. 15 again, so that hits her.
15 will hit, yes.
24 this time.
And with that, this one just sort of disappears into the foggy windness.
Tally ho, Griscoll!
That gives me another attack from my Great Weapon Mastery thing, so I will make another one. The Great Weapon Master.
Jesse would be so proud of you.
I will roll my bless. 15 again.
15 will hit.
Which will hit. And 19 points of damage.
Alright. To similar effect.
I will now cast Shield of Faith on myself.
No, over here.
You made an attack.
It's a bonus action.
And you made a bonus. Wait. Yeah, you made an attack with your Great Weapon Master, right?
Yeah. Great Weapon Master is a.
I think it's a bonus action when you get the.
Yeah, it is.
As I remember from Jesse.
Yep.
So unfortunately, not.
Damn my ability to kill and trigger it.
Rhea.
I'm too good for my own.
You are up.
Okay.
Facing multiple fronts here.
Yes. Unfortunately, I am going to be using the disengage action to disengage.
No, Rhea, hold the line.
No, they're just gonna hit me.
I hate to break this to you, but your strength score can take this a lot better than mine can. Because if I get hit twice more, the chances of me dying are high. My strength score is at 6.
The opposite is... Wait, oh, that's bad.
I am disengaging, and I am going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, Rhea's gone from my view. She's dead.
And then as a bonus action, I am going to engage warding stance, which is going to give Ziliana an armor class boost.
That's 5 foot around, right?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anything else? As the reflection basically sets up sort of protectively around Ziliana. Ziliana, you are up.
All right. So I am going to, if I'm reading this correctly with this unicorn totem, if I heal one person, anybody in the aura that my allies can also get 5 points. Yeah. Which, unfortunately, Rhea and Doran are no longer. Unless
Rhea's reflection does count as being a creature in there.
Okay.
She simultaneously occupies both of those spaces.
My great desire to get it also helps, right?
It helps about
if I could give
5
it to you,
feet,
I would.
not enough, but yeah.
All right.
Can you? Do you have a healing thing that can hit him? Is healing word 60 feet?
Healing word is 60 feet, but
Because
Katie
if
needs it a little more.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. I'm just saying, so you could hit him with a heal and heal everybody in the thing.
Sure.
But yeah, she needs it more. She needs it more.
All right, so I'm gonna do healing
not that
word
hurt.
with a bonus action to Kadia at 2nd level. And everybody, including myself, gets 5 points, with the exception of Doran.
And all the shadows.
Do I get the 10 plus 5 or just the 10?
Okay. And then as my action, I am going to wild shape into... Oh, I can't be a dire wolf yet. But I'll go wolf. And that warding thing still works if I'm there. Okay.
It's any creature within 5 feet of me that I choose.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, who do you
The shadow.
Here you go, buddy. We're friends.
And I have a question to ask if it comes up. So, which it probably will. Oh, thank you for changing that. Is that this, when it attacks me, does it then affect the strength score of the wild shape or my strength score?
Your strength score is currently the strength of the...
Yes. All right, sorry. That worked like I wanted it to. Okay, thank you.
But it doesn't... it won't go away when you change back. So if you have -4 and then you lose all your hit points as the wolf, that
Correct.
-4 still carries over.
But it's giving me another total.
If that busts your strength score, then great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of that's what I was kind of looking for.
Yep.
All right. And that is my turn.
All right. It is the shadow's turn. This one drifts its attention over to Cadia and will attack there. So here's one against you, Cadia.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive.
21.
Yep.
I said duck.
So you take 7 points of necrotic, and I need you to roll a d4.
You can dodge a shadow, you can dodge another shadow.
One.
All right. Next attack coming at you.
So that makes my...
Your strength score goes down by 1. And there's another one coming at you. This is a 20 hit.
Yep.
Can do it right there. That's cool.
So you take another 8 points of necrotic damage, and I need another d4.
Damn it.
No!
As a reminder, target dies if its strength score is reduced to 0. There's no saving throws or anything. Just so you all understand that.
Oh, I am well aware. Thank you.
One is still engaged with the reflection, so it will attack there. This is with a +2 to your armor class.
This is not with a +2 to my armor class.
23.
Yep.
So this will connect.
3 points of damage.
And
Hold on, gotta do this in order. 3 points of damage. I'm making a con save. Fine.
Blast is still
And
up. 2. Alright. Next one will attack against the wolf. 20, not natural.
Yeah.
These guys are rolling pretty well. Just the 6 there.
Just a 6?
Six necrotic, and then a 1d4 for the strength.
Okay, hang on 1 second. 6 down to 5. Okay, and this will come off the wolf's strength score.
Correct.
Okay, just
because you use the physical properties of the
correct.
the summons.
But then, does she die if the wolf dies? I'm confused.
Hit point wise, the wolf is gonna go first, right? This is just kind of buying me time.
Well, if the strength score of the wolf goes down, that's technically your strength score, so you will die, right?
Right.
Because it doesn't work like hit points in that. So if the wolf's strength goes to 0 before the hit points go to 0, you will die.
Right. I understand that. I'm down to 5 hit points. I'm gonna go back to Ziliana before we ever get to that point.
But does the drain then go to Ziliana? So if the wolf was down 5 strength, but the wolf dies from hit points, does Ziliana inherit, or does Ziliana neglect? You know, that's what I was. It's a very interesting situation.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Let's find out. We'll see if that becomes relevant. I would think it persists.
This isn't an exact answer to the question, but hold on. Let me
So this
post
will
this.
three attacks against you, Gruthkul.
Look at Chris.
Oh.
Hold on, there's a question, guys. Wait.
So it's for max HP reductions from Jeremy, but it's not the same as strength drain, obviously,
Yeah.
but similar kind of idea.
Either way, I bought myself a buff.
18?
Is the point.
18 will hit unless I can do anything. Don't think I can. No.
Alright. So 8 necrotic and -1 to your strength. Make sure for you especially that you're actually decrementing, because you're attacking with strength, so it does get affected. Another attack coming. 12.
Oh. I thought it was something else.
12 doesn't hit, right? Is Beth frozen?
Or really rolling a great deception.
I think Beth's frozen. And an 8 will not hit. There, so that's the 3 attacks, and that will
What
do
we
it.
didn't see was tossing her table. That's it.
There, Dorand, you are up as these shadowy creatures keep lashing out at the rest of your party.
Okay. If this is only waist high rocks, I will then once again target. I guess I have a second level spell. We'll do this. I will do this for display purposes and then cast purposes. And I would like to place it, and I'm going to draw it amazingly. You're going to love it.
My God. Hello.
Hello. The other two
Right
missed,
about
Beth.
There.
Okay. So just -1 to my strength then.
Correct. And what is this? Flaming sphere? Okay.
Yeah, it's a flaming sphere.
Didn't we make a flaming sphere?
Maybe.
I think we did.
I'll look. We did. So I'll just get rid of that.
Do you have it? I can't. Oh, there
I
it
do.
is.
I can get it.
Alright.
Oh, it's all kinds of fun.
Yeah, look at that. Look at us. Okay, the dexterity saving throw of just this one, the bottom one.
Correct. I don't want to put it up one because
Then it'll have Kadia in it.
Arcadia would
Alright,
also
dexterity coming at
she
you.
dies.
19.
Oh, I just realized that one of those was supposed to have a disadvantage on me.
The second one that attacked. Did the second one hit?
Both of them hit, yeah. It's okay.
Anyway, the creature takes 2d6 damage on a fail save or half as much as successful. So this is still fire damage. It's just half and half. Well,
Oh,
Alright, let me find where Kadia
Oh, boy.
is.
That's not great.
take this flaming Bic lighter. Ow.
So you can add it was the second one that did, so you can add 8 hit points back and 4 strength back, because that would have missed. It would have been an 8.
Thank you.
So 8 hit points back and 4 strength back. And then so 1 point of fire to this one.
Yes. Take that.
Alright, as it seems to do exactly that.
And then I will slowly start my little circling around, hoping there's nothing down here untoward.
Alright, we will see in a moment. Kadia, I do believe it is your turn.
Okay, I don't know. Yes, maybe so. I'm going to Vicious Mockery the same one that hit me last time, so we can just keep the icon. Yes, you can see shadows, but cha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Doesn't seem impressed this time. 16. I don't know what your save is. 14. So it will save against it, so it is not at disadvantage.
Damn.
Anything else?
I wouldn't. Is there any stones laying on the ground?
It's all very fine sediment around where you are. Around, sort of in next to these things, there are rocks and stones and such. But everything else is this very fine layer of dust. And then you can kind of feel as you kind of like kick around looking for stones that maybe after 2 inches or so, it just comes to very flat, smooth bedrock underneath.
Yabba dabba do.
And I know that Ziliana's unicorn totem is only if she does healing. Correct?
I don't know off the top of my head, so I cannot answer that question.
You and your allies gain advantage on ability checks. You cast a spell using...
It's me. Yeah,
okay.
if you cast, so that's me.
That's it for me.
Alright, Gruthkul, you are up.
Okay, Gruthkul is going to Misty Step over to here.
Alright, bonus action to Misty Step.
Up here.
Oh,
And I'm gonna...
no. What have you just done?
Yep. And I'm gonna swing.
Alright.
Gonna add my blast.
You have inspiration as
And
well.
I'm gonna add the inspiration,
Which is a D8 now. Woo!
which puts me at 13.
13 will just hit.
Oh, thank you.
You needed every bit of that.
Gonna do 19. I'm gonna add a smite onto this.
Alright.
What creature type is this?
This is an aberration.
Okay, alright, so it doesn't get the extra. But
In normal D&D, this is an undead, but these are aberrations in this context. If
Okay.
you're looking it up at home.
extra 6 damage radiant. So
All right. So you, with a sort of trailing radiant beam behind this, you slam into it, and as this glowing radiance hits into it, you feel a solid contact, and the creature just screeches out as it just basically immolates with the radiant damage, as if the light itself just completely consumed it.
understood. Going to step
Gain protection.
up. Why can I not select my token?
Are you not using the selection
Oh,
tool?
wait, no, I know why. It's because this circle here like covers the token, so I have to like now I can't select it all. Oh, if I drag I can.
How about now?
So I want to go up here. And gonna make another attack.
Okay. 10.
Rolling for blast. 12.
12 just hits.
Okay. 23. Gonna also roll a smite on this one.
All right. So 23
Oh,
half
boy.
to 11. And again, this one just in a burst of light that's blinding, barely has time to let out a screaming noise. It's just like vaporized.
I turn to Wolfiana. It is time to flee.
Wolfiana?
I'm gonna go.
Where are we fleeing?
Drive
10
them
feet.
that way. No, Brooklyn, go that way. What are you doing? Brooklyn? No, stop.
I cannot hear you. I'm coming. And
I will use a flaming sphere on you.
I'll go. Ooh, what's it select?
Make me levitate you up in the air.
Snap to center.
You'll be a
Okay,
pinata
it's
for
not
me.
letting me select my token. There you go.
That's because
You're using the
distance.
measuring thing. You need to switch
Am
to
I?
the selection thing.
Yeah. You see that arrow that you kept showing us? That's measurements.
Yeah, click
No,
on
no,
the...
no, 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 no. I meant no. I know I was using the measuring thing, but when I was clicking on my token right now, it's doing it to the right of my token for some reason.
Oh.
Like,
Refresh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just busted.
Where do you want to move?
Like I think that's 20
Nope.
feet.
Oh, he
5,
said
10,
20. It was 20.
There you
Brooklyn's going 20 foot north.
20
What's
feet this way.
Okay, so it
Correct.
moved. Good
You're
enough.
misunderstanding what Grithrill wants.
I didn't move it. She moved it. Rhea is up.
Okay, I am bonus action dismissing my reflection. And then I am action doing this.
Action doing.
Action doing Radiant Soul.
All right.
Yada yada yada. 30 feet straight up.
All right. Please denote that somehow with like a 6 on the thing or something. So we're 6 squares up.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. So what does that do? Flying
It
speed of
allows
30.
And it allows me to do radiant damage
When you deal damage with an attacker spell.
when I deal damage.
Damage equal to your level. Got it. All right. Ziliana.
Okay.
Threats around you have been cleared.
All
People
right.
are getting on the move.
That's not true at
I
all.
am
There's
gonna
lots of
go-
threat around you.
I'm gonna go back down to. I'm gonna use my bonus action to dispel wild shape.
All right.
I am going to cast Moonbeam right here, so it's a 5-foot radius at 2nd level.
All right. Should make like a. Maybe there is one.
Ooh, hot damn.
They have a DC 12 Constitution.
Oh.
Or 15. Sorry, DC 15. Where did my... Okay. This is also... I keep clicking the wrong thing.
I'm looking for a moon. Oh, there we go. Is that where you wanted it?
Yeah. So I am... Something we usually use for concentration. I'll use this for concentration. Okay. So yeah, so they need to make a DC 15 Constitution saving
So
throw.
2 of them. Is this on their turn?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it will be their turn next, so that's fine.
Creature. It will be on their turn. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we will.
Okay.
I'll just immediately do it since we'll start on their turn, so we
Okay.
don't forget.
And then I am going to listen to Groove Call and run my 1, 2, 3. I think I'm gonna try and stay right here though, because I want to be able to move it again if I need to. I think I can move one more over. Okay.
And those are immediately immolated by the radiant energy.
Okay. That is my turn.
I like how they're no longer on the turn order. So we've got this, guys. We've got this. There's no enemies on the turn order. They're just gonna stand there. So easy. So easy. Oh.
All right.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, anyway. Sorry, Katia.
It's alright.
It's okay. It's their turn now, though.
All right.
I just... Oh, my God. My brain still had Gruthkul up there, even though visually, clearly she wasn't.
This one is going to move around the moonbeam and move the chest, but that's not what it's actually going to do.
Is the chest
It's
open or
not
closed?
bolted to the ground.
Yeah, and move in against you, Ziliana, and make a strength attack.
My God, it's gonna be
23.
Yep.
Pocket Dimension
10 necrotic damage and a d4 from the strength.
Down to 5, y'all.
Alright, and here comes 2 attacks. Flaming Sphere is on your turn, right, Dorand?
Actually, Flaming Spear says the following. If they end their turn within 5 feet of it, it makes a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And also, as a bonus action on my turn, I can then ram it to do the same.
Alright, this one is moving out of the fire to here and will make an attack against Katia. 14.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh shit!
Oh!
13 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
What strength you at? You okay?
Hold on, rolling. Okay. Down to 5.
Okay.
Alright, and you're still up, though, hit points-wise.
Yep.
Alright, we can fix that. Strength drain attack from the next one. Coming in. 22 to hit. They're rolling well. 6 necrotic damage and another d4.
Still up. And rolling.
Can't go to.
3.
What is the... Okay. Down to 2.
What's your strength's at 2 now?
Katie can't break a toothpick.
Yeah, so I mean, you are struggling under the weight of the stuff that you're carrying. You feel like your legs are kind of about to snap. You're kind of filled with this impending dread that you're going to just collapse under the sheer exhaustion of your muscles not being able to tolerate this.
In real life.
Yeah. Doran, you are up. You and Gruthel can both sort of see Kadia just caving to this.
I look at Gruthel. Jeez, that's 2 in a row. First, you jumped in, then you left Katie out to try. All right.
What do you mean? I was running out of attacks.
I'll move this one here. I will concentrate the damage on the one the one that I can still hit using my bonus action. So I will display it. Dexterity
Dex save.
throw. The DC is 15 and
Fails?
it takes full fire damage, which I know it's resistant to.
8.
Anyway.
Yeah, so 4 down. All right.
And then I also, that's a bonus action. I choose to hit it with a this turn a ray of frost as well, which I'll just go click.
All right. 22 will hit.
Oh.
Okay, that was a lot of cold damage considering.
All right. Unfortunately, it is halved as well.
I expected as much. That being
So
said,
half down to 5. That one's looking very wispy and haggard, though.
Hagrid. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right. And then I will. I can move the sphere up to 30 feet. I guess it's in a good enough spot. Otherwise, I'd burn Kadia. Yeah. So that's Doran. Doran isn't sure why Griscoll's following Doran, but let's test that theory.
All right. Kadia, you are up. It's very clear to you that...
I just discovered an unfortunate asterisk on the carrying capacity rules.
All right.
You shush.
I'm going to disengage. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. And bonus action,
Did you run zigzag?
I was avoiding the difficult terrain.
Oh, that's fair.
Bonus action, healing word myself at 3rd level.
The moonbeam is gone. Sorry, I forgot to roll a con save.
All right.
Are you kidding me right now?
3 ones. Good grief.
Okay.
3rd level. 6
Brilliant.
points.
Oh, that was a pretty solid first level. Oh.
Brilliant.
All right.
That's my turn.
Garuthkol, you are up as you watch Kadia just stumble off.
Cool, gonna go up here now. And make an attack against this one.
All right.
Um, 10, gonna roll bless. Pray for more than the 1. Very good.
That will hit.
1 sec, let me check my spell slots really quick.
22.
I am going to not burn a smite. I'm gonna make another attack.
All right, this one does disappear.
Oh, very good. Okay. And then I'm going to Shield of Faith myself now.
All right, bonus action, Shield of Faith.
And then move here to block Zoyana.
All right. Rhea, you are up.
I will crossbow that one.
All right, make an attack. $21 will hit.
And it does that much damage. 5 radiant, 9 piercing.
All right, and the bolt blazing with that radiant energy just makes contact and sort of pierces through, and from the little pinprick pierce, it just the radiant energy propagates out, and away it goes.
And I will end my turn.
All right.
They are no longer on the turn order again.
Oh, that one's.
Why does
It's
that
because I move it to the. There we go. There aren't more over here. That's just where I was putting them. All right. So there is one left, and it will move to the closest target, which is Gruthgul. All right, and there we go. And we'll strength drain attack against you, Gruthgul.
Of course.
All right, coming at you. So 20 points of necrotic damage and only 1 of strength drain. The strength drain is not critted. And that will do it for its turn.
Do we skip me?
Yeah,
Rhea go,
I'm
and
not
then me?
sure what
Rhea
happened
already
here.
went.
I was after
Did we
Rhea.
did we skip you? Yeah.
Skip
Yes.
Liliana.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and retract that damage.
Well, that's still its turn, but we'll see what Zoyana
Yeah.
does.
All right. So
Kill it.
I am going to ooh. No, moonbeam is really effective. Yeah, I've got nothing else that's radiant. All right, I'm gonna do moonbeam on it again at second
Alright.
level. Oh wait, ooh, hang on. Starts its turn there. Yes. Okay, so that it would still work even if it tried to move. So I'm gonna moonbeam, using this point as the center point, right there.
Okay. And like a fool, I deleted the moon rather than. There we go. There.
Yes.
Yes'm. All right. Anything else?
And then bonus action. I think I'm gonna move the unicorn down here. Thank you.
Immolate the unicorn.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Yeah, it's a flaming unicorn.
All right. Shadow. Con save at the start of its turn, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Big con save here. 12. And with that, just immolated there. So none of that damage goes through to you.
Cool. All right, nice.
And you find that all of the shadows are gone.
I turn to
Moonbeam
Zoyana.
glowing in the
Big
middle.
thumbs up.
Oh my god, it's really cool. I'm gonna like remember this.
You bring like radiant space laser from space. It's cool.
It's really cool. I would dance in it, but I think it would hurt me.
It would probably hurt.
Yes.
I would like to
Dance.
crawl on the ground towards the chest.
Dips. Dips.
I am going to, for the remainder of the minute that I have wings, just flap above everybody's heads like a glowing, strangely shaped swan.
Uh,
Is it open?
I do think I want to use it.
I dropped concentration.
A first level to heal Kadia, and everybody else is gonna get 5 points if you come up.
Oh,
Actually,
hey,
Doran,
hey.
you're in range now.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? That's healing, correct?
Yes, it's healing. It's
Good,
not
I had
temp.
a little bit of damage from back when we were using lightning bolts against that thing in the boxes.
Okay.
You know how we started our day. Oh look.
All right.
Is the box open?
The box is not open. The box is closed.
Oh. I don't think that I could lift this box. I can barely hold my head up.
It's I like hold your head up for you.
Oh.
I have
Like in Princess Bride where he
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
lift his head.
We just load Katie onto Girthcole's back.
No, to the pain!
Actually, my 5 strength score can be like I'm like.
I have concern that perhaps the only way out might be through.
I could use a nap.
We could take perhaps sit down short time, regain strength.
I'd like to reiterate that I would not have gone into the box were there not an invisible person on the other side where we started. I don't know that the next portal, if there happens to be one, by the way, would be like really, really lucky if there was. But I can't expect there to be. But if there were, and it led us back home, or at least where we started, there's likely somebody waiting, or many since they've had time now.
Just open the box and go back through.
Of course, the alternative is being stranded here forever, so I guess we'll risk it. But anyway,
I don't like it here.
just be prepared.
We can try and open box, but it didn't work before. I'm gonna stick my hand out, try and open the box.
Yeah. Looking at it, the box itself. Now that you have the light from sort of the moonbeam there, and there's other light here, the box itself, it's not like a treasure chest or something that has a lid to open. It's just this cube shape. There's no seam to open it. It definitely looks like a constructed box made of this sort of black, almost like black marble material, and then banded with metal around it in all different ways. But it's not some sort of container that you can tell. There is little engravings and decorative carvings throughout on it, but beyond that, just sort of sits in this sort of half demolished brazier or cauldron or whatever it is.
Lay on the ground and take out my loot and start strumming in the dark.
It's
Nope,
too
that's not
heavy
right.
for you.
Got no strength. No, 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 no. Got no strength. No.
Time to take a rest.
That's my sleep thingy. Whatever it's called.
Your sleep thingy.
Yeah, that's what the player's handbook says.
Song of Rest. Sleep thingy.
Song of rest. Okay.
All right. What are you all doing?
I'm taking a short rest in the hopes that by the end of it, I will have my normal strength score back.
All right. Everyone
Yes.
short resting?
Yes.
I
Alright.
just use my arcane recovery.
Are you standing watch?
I will.
I'm sitting watch like a rag doll.
Can we watch and rest?
Yeah. I mean,
Then yes.
you can actively look around. But I mean, so everyone go to where you would be going if you were going to rest. We're calling that
I'm
this is
going
sort of like a
right here.
wall here.
Probably up against the wall, right? Like,
I'm gonna kind of go here where I can see what's going on this side of the wall, but I can also see some of what's going on this side of the wall.
Fair enough.
All in all, it's just another brick.
In the shadow demiplane. All right. And with that, a quiet, very chilling hour goes by.
okay, dear. We can prop each other up.
What's the duration on Moonbeam and...
The totem
Totem.
lasts, I think it's only 10 minutes, but let me double check. Come on, you can do it. Well, it doesn't want to do it. Hang on. Spirit totem, 1 minute, so that's gone. And then Moonbeam, I think, is... Or I will look it up and know. 1 minute, so they're both gone.
I'm gonna save both of those because those are good icons.
Yeah, they are. I like the moon one.
Make permanent tokens for those. Short rest is achieved, so feel free to do any short resting activities that you will do.
And does our strength score?
Your strength returns as you have completed a short rest.
Whew. Remember, you also get the D6 if you roll hit dice.
D6 of rest. Have we rolled the D6 yet?
Oh, I roll it. I forgot we
Yeah.
changed rules, didn't we?
Oh, good lord. 3.
So everyone gets an additional 3 if you spend a hit die. Everyone done hit dying?
I feel like, you know when something deflates and you get, like, you pump back up?
Yes. All right.
Party!
So, your strength returns.
Come back.
Your strength returns to you as the shadows come back, and you find yourself nothing out in the distance, in the horizon, no sky even above you, surrounded by total darkness and just these eerie ruins and the chest. What would you like to do?
Well, square-like, obelisk-like, 2001 Space Odyssey thing, monolith. I begin my identify ritual.
All right.
Oh, so you can figure out where we are from identify.
If it's a magical item, I can figure out what it does. It's not a GPS.
Oh. Sounds like a valuable thing to have. GPS. GPS.
Yeah, Jeeps.
Cool. Brings out her mall.
Let's go to the mall.
That's what I thought. Robin Sparkles would actually make a great PC.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyone doing anything before identify finishes? So, identifying on this, it is sort of a warding. It is a container, in fact, and it can only be activated by light. Any other means to open it will summon its protector.
So good news. Those of you who are able to cast around your radiant lights, and I assume by light you mean radiant lights, not like, oh look.
Yeah, like radiant energy, not just like common light. Yeah.
Okay. The box can be opened using your light as if it were some sort of passkey. And specifically, if you try anything else at all to open the box, that's not that exact thing I just described. There shall be a summoning of a creature to protect the contents. The summoning creature doesn't have a name or description. I don't know what's going to come, but look at this place. It's already had little ones. I'm assuming it's the biggest thing ever.
So it needs radiant energy, not just like the light cantrip.
Correct.
Okay, well I am tapped in terms of.
So it was impressive.
Thank you. I have many ways to make myself glow. However, I have very, very few ways to produce radiant energy, and that's tapped for the day.
What are you doing? I'm glowing. I'm doing it.
Hopefully this is not going to be a bit of both problem. Crystal is going to tap the box and smite it.
I do have one thing left in Moonbeam if you want.
Yeah, pure casters here.
That's two. If you can move
I mean,
him.
if you want it, I could if we needed it to.
If for some reason you nudge the box and the unholy darkness shows up, I'm pushing you forward. That's for you.
I'm a lot bigger than you, and you have like sort of small
I didn't say
arms.
effectively, but I would trick you by saying look that way, and you would.
Huh?
Oh, what are you guys doing?
You do the we take a step back.
Hold on. Orn has a Dorned moment.
Kadia, I need you to step back.
All right.
And I'm gonna step over here.
By the way, funny that the demon guy has a radiant box up in here. I mean, it's a darkness box, but it works with radiance. Silly.
So actually, here. All right. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam, centering it on there. I'm casting it at 3rd level.
All right. As you do, a mote of flame erupts from it, but not sort of fiery flame, just sort of this glowing radiant energy just streaming up off the box itself there. And you can see as the metallic bands around it just sort of shrink back in, dissolving, and the top rotates and then breaks apart into 4 quadrants that separate out and pull down along the side in a very sort of slow progression. And you have in front of you an empty box, and this sort of, it looks like this large brazier is now burning this sort of like light-based flame in it, going, and it is open.
Chariots of fire, what is that?
If I just want to do an experiment real quick before we move. If I move the Moonbeam over, is that effect still happening?
It continues to burn, yes.
Okay. So, because Moonbeam would hurt us all if we stepped into it. So I'm gonna, I'm not gonna dispel it yet, but I am gonna move it, like, over here, just in case I need to use it, like, move it again. So, okay. It looks like it's open.
You want me to check it out? I need to check it out.
Yeah.
Stepping
What do you see in there?
What's in the box?
All right, fine. I guess I'm serious after all.
Looking into the box itself. First of all, looking down into it, the bottom of it is just this sort of shimmery, almost sea of light that just shines up, kind of like this obelisk beacon in it. And you do see this bottom does seem to be solid enough to support items, as there are items there. There is a large portion of the area taken up by a crate that looks like it's been inlaid with various kind of bone and sort of either dark granite or onyx, or sort of this sort of very monochromatic black and white color scheme of decoration into this very dark wood, very ornate box, a little bit bigger than shoebox size in it. There's also a bin that is open that has, it looks to be a fair amount of coins in there, all very neatly arrayed in. And I need each of you to roll 4d10, please.
Is this a good 4d10 or a bad 4d10?
Like, this is a loot 4d10.
All right. Whatever all that adds up to, that is the amount of gold that is stacked in there.
Holy shit.
That is 40, 66,
99.
70. Shut up, Dora.
All right. And
Wow.
I need somebody to make a very important roll for me.
Feeling lucky.
What's the number?
You do. Actually, who wants to do it?
This is going to be
I
a
just want to know what the
D100.
gold count.
It's going to be a D100 roll.
Rhea rolled the highest on the last one, so I trust her.
Okay.
That's good.
It's not.
Don't let us-
It's not necessarily a roll the highest thing, although that is
Don't let us
helpful.
down.
No pressure. 44. Middle
Double,
of
so
the
you
road.
get to roll again.
Right.
Play this game.
Also inside there, you see a box about yay big.
Boxception.
It's kind of looks a little bit more mundane than the other, but there is sort of a gold sort of wreathing around the edges. I think you're going to be very pleased with that one. So you have 2 unopened boxes there.
Okay. I will pull out my
There's a flaming
44
skull in
box.
the box. Wait, what?
All right. Do you want to open it?
I would like to open my 44 box.
All right. Opening it, there's sort of a very nice sort of sea blue cushion upon which sits a tiny, perfect, brilliant pearl.
Oh.
Is that a pearl of power?
Cursed pearl of death. Who knows?
It's one of the 2.
What about the other box?
All right. The other box is indeed still there.
Have some sort of lock on it.
It does not.
Can I open it?
All right. You open it. The top sort of is very well fitted into it and sort of
chocolate.
slides off, and you take it, and in sort of this sea of velvety black fabric, you see 3 items sort of lined up next to each other. The first, from left to right, is a desiccated snake head with its sort of mouth open and 2 fangs coming down, and it extends down a couple of inches, so it's like the head has been chopped off, but it's very much sort of in this position. Looks fairly well preserved. Next to it, you see the skull of what strikes you as a raven skull. The beak of it going from sort of the bony, pale white down all the way through the beak. The beak is sort of this almost sort of amber transitioning into this very deep black color in it. And the eyes inside glow ever so faintly in a deep purple with wisps up that same sort of shadowy energy up past it. And then the third item in there is about the size of a softball, but it's this sort of mass of these long sort of thorny vines that are just woven in and out of each other. And it looks like any way you pick it up, it would probably not be the most comfortable thing to hold.
It's a Dracora ball. Gonna have a special name.
I'm gonna just hand the box to Jordan.
Look at these figurines. They're very wondrous. All right, let's take a look. And I start my rituals. Each one has to be individual, so give me a moment or a lot.
All right. I will let you identify the lot of them as you you go.
Close
Just
together. This does work. It's cheating, but I'll do it.
yeah. Just for the sake of not just saying, and this 10 minutes passed, and this 10 minutes passed. All right. Going through all of these, they are all 3 indeed magical, and let me find the right thing. And in general, each of them is a token of power. You hold them while you cast spells, and they apply some effect to the spells themselves. The exact statistics have now been linked in the Discord. Feel free to share as you will with the stream, but the idea is that while you're casting a spell, you hold one of them in your hand, and it augments or changes certain types of spells in certain ways.
Do they replace your implement, or do they? It goes with your implement, so it has to be the other.
If you choose to attune to it, you can use it as your spellcasting focus.
I see. Then I will peruse this PDF and then report back to everybody as they continue to do whatever.
What's the pearl?
There's nothing in this PDF.
Does the PDF not work?
It works. I just looked at it.
I'm gonna hit a download because mine's not.
Yeah, mine worked.
Interesting.
What's blocking this?
The pearl is a pearl of power, which is essentially an extra spell slot. And you accounted for all the gold that you got as well, right?
Yeah, I put it in the party loot. For the purpose of the stream, you want me to read, what these are?
Yeah.
Okay. So the desiccated snakehead. Okay. Oh, these 3 are tokens of power, can be equipped using your bonus action and stowed using a free item interaction. You must be holding it in your hand while casting a spell. Attunement is not required, but if you choose to attune a token, you may use it as spellcasting focus. Okay. So the snakehead, while equipped, whatever you cast successfully if you successfully cast a spell, the damage, it does poison damage. DC 12 Constitution saving throw or suffer the poison condition till the beginning of your next turn. The Raven Skull. Equipped, cast a spell that targets a single creature and would deal necrotic damage. If the spell results in no damage, the necrotic energy instead congeals to form a shroud of magical darkness, filling the target's space until the beginning of your next turn. And then the Locust Thorns. While holding this dense cluster of sharp Locust Thorns, you take 1d6 magical piercing damage per spell level at the start of each of your turns. Ooh. This damage cannot be reduced or prevented by any means. On every turn you take damage for the thorns, you automatically succeed on Constitution saving throws made to maintain concentration on spells until the beginning of your next turn. To end the effect, you must use your action to stow the cluster of thorns. Damn.
Did he use that with us?
You didn't see him use any of these.
Really hard to get them out of the box, so probably just.
Huh.
Yeah, and as you look at it, there is no way to hold it that wouldn't hurt.
Sure.
Mage hand. No.
Interesting, but
So-
no way out.
Guess we live here now.
This sort of has a maybe thought. We must go on further into.
Before we do, I would like to try something ridiculous.
Okay.
We might be only considered in the box that we jumped into. If that's the case, my familiar is outside. Well, let me see if I can't contact it. And I go into my heebie-jeebie thing.
You can in fact contact your familiar.
Ah. Well then, I'd like the familiar to hop on over to the box.
All right. Fortunately, the door is closed.
Oh. Were there windows?
There were windows. The windows were closed. How would you like to get your familiar inside the building?
Is there a smoke? Oh, there's a fireplace.
There is a fireplace. All right. Yeah. Easy enough to Santa, good old old crow down the chimney.
I cast prestidigitation on myself, which of course transfers to my familiar and cleans it.
Comes out and flies around. Does see this open box with the wisping shadows coming out, and at this
It is open.
It is open, and at the very center in it, he can see this beam of light that shines straight out.
Oh. The beam of light is actually shining out of the box. The beam of light from this box. Why don't you see if it's something we can't climb, like a pole?
Yeah, what happens if I try to stand in it?
As you go to stand in it, you feel this sort of almost like an updraft to it, and it just kind of pulls, like if you put your hand in there, you feel your hand just sort of start to float and rise up.
A UFO tractor beam, right?
I will tractor beam my way up.
All right, and you watch as Rhea just floats up, and as you get about 60 feet or so off the perceived ground, you sort of come out of this cloud, and you sort of re-emerge, and are kind of tossed gently from the box itself into the storage room.
I look over at the bird. I say, that sucked.
The bird just stamps his feet 3 times.
Wise. Insightful.
God, he is wise.
I want to go next.
All right, up and away.
He is.
Me.
Katia, as you
Go at the
step
same
into it,
time.
you just go up like everyone else.
Oh, okay. Like, no, I'm rejected.
You ruined my master's reputation. How dare you?
All right, and everyone can egress the treasure chest just like that. Luckily identifying it before summoning its large protector.
Oh, Casey looks so disappointed.
You guys would have been in pretty big trouble.
Nah.
All right, the box sucks you all back in again. So you find yourself with more questions than answers, standing in the storage room. The box, once the last of you exits, closes, and you can hear the latch again inside.
Well, what do you know?
That was a weird storage room.
Congratulations, you've been successfully rescued.
Guys
Hey.
are such great to rescue.
Good there. Good Emperor Stammer. Good job.
I
Alright.
need like one of these, but like instead of in shadow and stuff, it needs to just be like a
bag of
forest
holding.
with a big old ray of sunshine and some
You
flowers.
do realize that's called camping, right? Like you just go outside. You can always do that.
At the summer
No,
home.
but like a special box that I could just get into, so like I could live in the city, but then be like, bam! I'm at the forest camp time.
Oh, well, I can't help you there. You just have to like.
But that's kind of like what this was, but like it was
There's
all dark.
no
and
box
dark.
of hot spring resort. Sorry.
Aw.
Yet. You could make it, Dorand. I believe in you.
Yes, can you make us one?
With enough money, yes. I hope you guys are able to start collecting soon, though. It's going to be a lot.
Okay. We'll start.
Well,
There was 2 copper in the other room there that I picked up.
Well, you're 2 copper closer.
Yes.
Not much.
Okay.
Speaking of debts, we should try to figure out what these are worth, and maybe we should keep them for use ourselves. I personally find it slightly distasteful to use what a demon was using as an implement, although this one in particular is a little interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like one of them too.
what the raven skull?
No, the thorns.
But
Oh,
it
I just
hurts.
like that one, so you're welcome to that.
I know, but you haven't seen me do it yet, but I can do pretty cool things with animals. And it might help them stay around longer.
But okay, what happens if like you're holding the thing, right? And then you turn into an animal. Where does it go? Like, what if you turn into an animal that doesn't have thumbs?
Katia, she's turned into many animals. All of her stuff has gone with her. Watch it.
Alright, I've never really like thought about it.
What's Katie's intelligence score?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
What is this?
No one knows. No one can know.
It's a
That's not our character.
It's unknowable.
A
Yeah.
13?
So, armed with all of this information and new gear, what would you all like to do?
Well, Is the gold like real, like usable gold, or is it weird illusion gold?
Real useful gold.
It seems
it
as
platinum?
real as any other gold that you have seen.
I meant like
It
like
is
the
it is
coins
marked.
that we found?
It is like it's Dracoran currency.
Okay. That
As
was my
much as
question.
I'd love to take any claim to it, I think we should donate to Liliana's current situation.
I agree.
Damn it.
Let's
Swear,
get that
I'm-
squared away.
I'm so close to being done. I'm not going to be this greedy later, I promise.
What do you need now?
I need to cast detect magic.
Whatever, I need 101, and then, like, add 2 coppers to
I'm
that.
gonna use the spell slot to do it. I'm not gonna wait.
What are you casting? Oh, detect magic on just in the area.
Son of a biscuit, I can't read. It says any visible creature. I was trying to actually see if it maybe could tell me something's invisible in the area. Never mind, since I would know it's inapplicable, I won't bother.
Fair enough.
Does anyone have a bag of, say, marbles or couch? Oh, that's a different. Never mind.
Cow trips.
No.
I don't keep marbles in my bag.
So, Yana, you don't live very far, do you?
Not right now.
Hmm.
But it's something I am capable of doing. Oh, hang on. My totem, the unicorn thing. What is going on with my character sheet? Hang on, I gotta refresh. But the unicorn totem gives us advantage on identifying people in the area. That could be helpful. Unicorn totem, I'm just putting in for description, not for casting purposes. Right now. Advantage on all ability checks to detect creatures and spirits aura. Would that be helpful? As we're talking about it, and this invisible creature, it totally isn't hearing it.
Well, the door hasn't made any kind of change, so if it is being invisible, it's being quiet. And if it's already left, then it will be all for naught. I don't know if you're able to do this more than once, because it looks like it's a racial feature for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't. This person that did it didn't edit it right.
This person.
Yeah. It's I can get it back after a short rest.
It's up to you to see if we can use it. I wouldn't mind making sure, or at least putting some minds to ease, as we were certainly being watched last time.
Okay. I will put it here. Although it's pretty obvious, we're not sneaking around here. This thing's gonna find us. Alright, I'm gonna put it here so that way when we open the door, or is the door already open and we're through it?
The door is the door into the storage room is open. You guys didn't say that you closed it.
Okay. Alright.
This door is open, right?
Yeah, all the doors are open except for the front door.
I'll take a center position there, so if anything's in the area, I'll be able to...
Alright.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna put the unicorn right here. I can move it again if need be, but I'm gonna put the unicorn right there.
Alright. Unicorn materializes.
It's glorious.
I'll take the time to make a perception check using listening and also really, really whistling hard.
Me too.
I would like to do the same thing in here.
Any and all people who wish to look for
With advantage,
creatures,
you say?
this
Yes.
is with advantage.
Wait, what just happened? Did it not roll?
24.
Well, 19. That's not bad.
Alright, as all of you sort of fan out, looking all over in every direction, taking a minute or so. All is quiet aside from some sounds, carts going by,
Imp on the ninth plane of hell. Show yourselves.
clattering over the cobblestones. Everything is motionless. It's quiet in here, aside from everybody else. Don't see, hear, or detect any other signs of anyone in the area.
Ow, ow, summon cat. Ow, oh, painful. I have the thorn thing. Ow, ow.
Who has the handwriting thing note thingy?
Handwriting
Doran.
thing, no thingy.
Well, if you're speaking about what was handed to me, yes. But there's all of these things, these notes have handwriting.
The one that says,
Use your words.
hold on, they're coming to me.
It's reverse deja vu.
The one that says, the thing about
Ow, come
Bella
on, cat.
definitely signing.
That's her contract. It has extra little notes on the margins and such. There you go.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Did we already do this?
I didn't look at it really.
I would say that if you have two handwritings you wish to compare, you can compare them, but you don't have a memory bank of all handwritings and whether or not, like, this is this person's handwriting, this is this person's
Yes, I know.
handwriting. So if you want to compare two things, you can definitely do that. But
Katie at 3PO. Aren't you a protocol droid? Don't you know 3 million handwritings?
I do. There's one that I cannot speak. I have Balthier's thing. We have his card, but we didn't get a receipt for our thing. We just signed something. We didn't take a receipt saying.
Correct.
We get. Ugh. That was delicious. Thanks for all that fur in my face. I don't know what I was going to say.
I like how Timur is just echoing so badly now because there's a cat on his mic.
Well, the mic's been pushed up because otherwise the cat suffers, and for some reason, even though I'm suffering, I can't have it.
Durin, you keep lots of papers and stuff all the time, don't you? Did your
Yes, I need a
master give
wheelbarrow.
you anything in writing recently?
I narrow my eyes at you. What are you implying?
I'm not implying anything. I'm asking a question.
No. Start again.
I'm asking a question.
Such a question.
Do you have any writing from your master?
No, I don't.
I think you're lying. Why are you protecting her? I should add you to my board.
Didn't you
Oh
get
my god!
Didn't you get a spell book?
Yes, but arcane script is not regular handwriting.
Got the spell.
there would be handwritten
you-
notes in a
don't you-
spell book.
Yeah, don't you copy down your own spells?
Yes, I've already copied down that entire book and have added it to my own.
Where's the other
You
book?
have the original though, right?
Somewhere.
Your people. Please.
It's like, where? I'll never tell.
Are you ticklish?
Stop right now.
Yeah.
And we'll fireball everybody
That
with this
means
necklace.
yes.
I kind of just like edge
Kenya.
over towards Goothcall, just sort of like, is this just what it's like at the other schools?
I'm not sure, but I think this is what flirting is.
Is
Sierra,
it?
Sierra Harmony Hall is tickle fights all the time.
All
Why do you think
the
Zilyana had to leave?
Liana, I understand now.
Wouldn't you just like think it would be like totally fun, like if you just pulled out that old spell book and we compared notes?
I'll tell you what. Since I have the scroll, and somewhere else I have that book, when I get back there, I'll definitely compare it myself.
Okay.
See? Guess who's not trusting whom now?
Well, you can not trust me all you want. I don't care.
You
I'll
should
trust
care.
you.
Caring about people is a good thing. Knock it off.
Don't like wizards like go invisible all the time.
I think bards do it too, my dear.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. I haven't learned that. Actually, don't.
It's
think
like
I'll-
I mean maybe bards can, but I can't. So
So, what would you all like to do? You have a
Oh.
heap load of new information. You have some new
Roll for
magical
initiative,
items.
but,
I kind of want to leave this room, this place. It kind of, I'm getting some bad vibes. I checked them; they're bad.
I rolled to vibe, and the result was bad.
well,
Bad energy in here.
strangely enough, in my inventory are things called candles. I would like to go over and make a small, not very good wax seal over the entrance from the sewers into the hatch that is that little room.
Can be
But
easily
I
done.
will know if it's disturbed unless they have great abilities, and also I make it small enough to just on the corner and something like that. And then yes, I think we should vacate. See you tomorrow.
All right. Leaving, locking the door behind you.
Yes.
Is the door open? Like it's already locked. What in the world?
The door is not locked. It is closed, though. The front door.
Hang on, can we just straighten ourselves out and just make it look like we weren't in a scuffle or anything like that? Just
Prestidigitation.
okay, because there were people out there and it was weird.
All right.
We're looking totally normal. We're
Could be
just
okay.
leaving a building.
Yeah.
Oh, to go? You guess it's probably... It's been, probably the better part of, an hour and a half. Pushing 2 hours now. And you walk out into the street, and nobody waiting for you there. I mean, some people, they're walking by, look over at you, but doesn't seem to be any undue attention or anything like that. Whoever was there before obviously got pretty bored staring at an empty building for an hour or so. So,
Who had the key to the big box of doom?
Me.
Okay, make sure you keep that safe.
I'll trade ya.
Okay, I have 2 copper pieces. Somebody
No,
else has them, but you're
I want to
welcome
trade you for a specific item.
We'll talk later.
Wasn't Pate's roughly in this area?
yeah, a couple blocks away.
All right. Is it okay if I take this? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'll help you out later. I promise. I sell these really great, herbal remedies. I'll sell them to earn you spells. So then I go over with 99 gold. Knock on the door. Oh.
And Pates does open it. Oh, hello, love. Didn't expect to see you back so soon.
Me either. Here's some more.
Right, love, why don't you come on inside and we'll get you all squared away.
Great. I am so excited to come in there with you. I stack them, into, stacks of 10 with the 1 9. It's 99.
Well, I won't begrudge you the last one. Keep the book count easier as a count when you're so easy on the eyes. It's gotta be at least 1 gold worth. Huh?
Okay. I just smile. That's great. I appreciate it.
Just
My
the
t-
best customer service smile.
My time is worth 1 gold.
He just sort of nods, grinning. Well, get your signature right here, love.
Sign it.
You're
Dot
pretty
line,
close.
The flower.
Have to say, I had my doubts, but, you pulled through. Maybe. Still got, what is
10
it?
days.
10 days. Where are you getting all this gold, if I may ask? Ain't somebody gonna
I've
become
actually
towards my head?
been employed by I'm part of a party working with the Aureus Academy and Sierra Harmony Hall and the Bremeraldi School. My services have been employed.
It's good that you found some work. Seems like it's about time, right?
I was working before.
Ah. Well, keep it coming.
Okay. Thanks. Receipt, please. I take my receipt, tuck it in with the other two. I back out because I feel weird about turning around. And I just back out the door and shut the door.
Good game. Oh no.
And out you go.
Yeah. I'm so close, guys. Okay. He was kind of creepy. All right. I almost gave him 2 copper, but, you know, I'm kind of saving that lucky 2 copper for the end, I think.
That was a big mystery to me, how you can lose your cool so easily when floating heads that proclaim they're kings deserves long conversations and interests. But that guy over there who's just a bit, you know, not on the up and up, or possibly, whatever, if he's a...
Well, here's the thing, Dorand. When a person oddly comments on your appearance and it's unwarranted and wanted, it feels really creepy. I think I could deal with the skull that was going a little mad more than I could someone who is trying to, you know, like, without, you know, my wanting him to. Does that make sense?
Not to me. But then again, you're all very complicated socially, so...
That's okay. So, what's next?
Alright, yeah, it's about midday.
Well, the day is young. What is next? What about the soldiers? What do you guys feel like doing? Healing up, maybe? Or...
Pretty
But
good.
sort of full hit points. Perhaps we want to go and fall into more alternate dimension boxes, you know? It's quite lucrative.
I think that we should go and like do some research. And you never hear me saying that, but like I'm so curious.
I mean,
That's
I'm sure
very
there's a library
vague.
around here somewhere.
What are we
Oh.
researching?
I love research.
Radio.
Theory was the most exciting part of the academy. Oh, how I love reading books. on
I lean
military
over to
strategy.
Zilliana and I say she slept through every class. She had to copy my notes.
How to mark.
But I'm a
left,
good
right.
friend, so I gave them to her.
You know what? I don't judge her because she stayed in school and although she is cheating and I cheated.
Driscoll
Oh.
continued to talk throughout this entire.
We're very close to...
She's not cheating. She's
the
taking
sewer
advantage of the
entrance
fact that
where-
her friend stays awake.
Yeah, it's five,
Where-
10-minute walk.
danger and all that are.
Yep.
We should at least check in on the refugees.
You mean the people who want to stay in the sewer?
No, the ones who want to, like, damn their immortal souls by getting out of the sewer, using the implement and stuff. But, that being said, I still would like to check up on them, as they are indeed living beings that deserve some attention. I know it's
But I
been
feel
only
like
a
we
few
should-
days, but it feels like so much has happened. It's almost like as if months have gone by.
But like, shouldn't we like go to wherever you're, you know, keeping like special handwriting notes and stuff and like compare things?
I would never, ever, ever value that over the lives of those who are suffering in the sewers.
So you don't want to find out who was invisible in the room with us? Oh,
Well,
that's.
Handwriting doesn't prove either of that.
What do you mean? We clearly caught them making notes, and they were like, "Oh, I forgot my notes."
I'm sorry, I'm not following what you're saying anymore.
Come on, we interrupted what they were doing, so they left the stuff there on accident. So we have a clue as to who it is.
Which way did they go, do you think?
That I don't know.
Well then.
This is why I want to go compare handwriting.
So where are you all going?
Unclear.
Unclear.
I mean, if somebody wants to do some research, I think I have the ability to make that research perhaps go more smoothly.
By what? Tapping your foot behind them impatiently? Get going! Read
No, by manipulating the element of possibility.
Like making the font bigger.
In a very metaphysical sense, yes.
All right, that's fine. We can go see Danger, and then we're gonna have her write a sentence in my book, and we can. Oh, no, she can't interact with the material plane.
I think she can interact with our stuff though, and I have some paper in my bag.
Why aren't we going to find Lycia?
Lucia?
Lycia's the one that was hunting down the Vashem Varu.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a very deep. Don't we need?
No.
Lot of
Lycia's
reading
the
to
one
talk
that
to that
like
one?
we remember with Dima. There was that person we
Oh,
helped.
the with
escape-
the one eye. Yes.
No, she had 2 eyes.
2 eyes.
Oh.
The one with the one eye is the one that I tackled to the ground, which started this whole thing. So, like,
We remember.
Oh, why would I bring that up? Oh.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Why'd you bring it up? You trying to
Anyway,
change
who was
subjects?
Lycia then? Lycia wasn't with Dima. Dima was
Yeah.
alone.
No, but she had 2 people captured in cages. One was a very angry undead dwarf. I don't know. The other one was Lycia. Lycia is bald, and she was also at the theater.
Oh.
She's like extra planar
Yes,
something.
Hmm.
because we have information that I think she would want to know.
And you
Theories?
know what she Roos? You have her address or something?
No, but I can randomly ping her. Message. Lycia.
Message Lycia.
Lycia.
360 castings later, I've done the circle.
All right. Unfortunately, message does
She's
not
not
yield
within 120 feet.
does not yield a response from Lycia. But you are welcome to keep pinging away. Is there anything else you guys would like to do as the session comes to a close? To give me any hope of preparing another session?
Nope.
I would like to go and redeem my good Grithkul points for 1 set of plate armor.
This can be done.
I actually do need armor as well.
So
Uh,
bad. So bad.
It's only gonna help me by 1 point though, so it's not like it's.
A lot.
It's better than nothing.
There are times when that 1 point's exact.
I honestly do think finding Lycia would be helpful because all this information seems super relevant to her.
How would we go about finding her?
I don't know, but if in our travels we find her and I can try and ping her on our way, but
So,
I don't know how to find her right now.
as the
But-
midday sun beats down upon the party, who's started walking in several different directions only to turn around and continue to argue again.
We've been walking for 20 minutes. Are we back here?
Yeah. No, we should go this way. Go that way. The camera fades to black. So you're like, was this a filler episode? And the players and the characters are left with lots of new information for them to not comment on at all until 15 minutes before next session, in which they will develop elaborate and unpreparable plans. And we will pick those up next time. Cool. Good work, people. There was some
Detective part bottle episode. It's
yeah,
great.
there was some near deathness there. Katie, I was worried for you.
It was scary.
I was
Only
worried.
worried once Grithkul moved away, and I'm like, Katie is gonna get it.
Yeah.
And then I
I was very worried about getting hit by like 5 of them at once and being like unable to kill them anymore. It was a concern.
I mean, I got to the point where if I had gotten, I was down to 4, so there was a possibility that if I had gotten hit one more time, I would have died.
Well, we all
I had an
survived.
excellent tactical position.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Low CR, but very dangerous because I don't really care what your hit points are, only what your strength score is. One of my favorite creatures. Very cool. Well, if you don't already, please follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter at RollItSlant. Check out our website, rollitslant.com, for whatever stuff is on the website. Who knows, maybe I'll look at the new Dragon Unearthed Arcana classes and do a little review of Ruski there. Probably not. I'll probably just tweet incoherently about it on Twitter. But very cool. Thank you all for watching. Again, thank you to Ian Leaf for the follow. It means a lot that you guys support us. Thank you all for tuning in. This coming Thursday and next Thursday, but this coming one especially, Lions and Crows, episode 13, or something like that, as we have just awoken an ancient draconic vampire in the 9th layer of hell, usual stuff, but we leveled, so good times as we try to figure out how we get the treasure that we've inadvertently trapped behind a wall of force and all of that good stuff. Timor is DMing that. So tune in 7:30 Eastern time, and great. And then on the rise again next week at 7:30 on Mondays. Cool. And then someday we may do something else. But for now, this is all you get. Unless you go to our YouTube channel and watch all of the previous episodes. You can see all of this campaign, a very large percentage of our previous campaign, Unexpected Arrivals, which starts in this sort of in the middle, because that was when we started streaming. But there's got to be, 30 episodes of that?
I think, 30-something episodes. And I think did I write a brief summary of the first campaign arc on the website? Maybe.
Use your
if only there was some way for me to discover this.
Deja vu.
Yeah, I'm hold on a second. I'm using my reverse deja vu, which is called looking at the website with my eyes.
That'll help you reverse deja vu.
Yeah, that's a reverse deja vu technique. It's right up there with meditation.
I did in fact write the story summary on Roll It Slant for Unexpected Arrivals does summarize the first arc of the campaign, which is not archived anywhere because we did not stream it. So there's that, and then all of the other episodes. I think except for maybe 1 or 2 very near the beginning that we missed archiving.
We weren't very good at streaming back then.
True.
All of the rest of that campaign is online for your viewing pleasure. rollitslant.com/unexpectedarrivals.
Ooh. Cool.
Sometimes also called Jadewood.
Anyone got anything else?
No. If you do go back and watch all those videos, tweet at me when you know if we have something in someone's handwriting. And give me timestamp.
That's amazing. Guys, could you look this up for me?
Do Kadia's research for her.
You're gonna watch a whole campaign. Now, if you see something...
If you see something, say something.
Cool. Well, until next time.
Make sure you fill out your suspect boards properly.
Fair enough. Till next time, make sure you fill out those suspect boards.